is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Reinhold Flooring is dedicated to delivering top-notch flooring solutions with a commitment to customer satisfaction. We ensure your needs are met with the highest level of service. We stand firmly behind our work and make things right when issues arise. Based in St. Louis, we take pride in offering a comprehensive range of services, from crafting custom area rugs to providing manufacturer-approved floor cleaning supplies and even free in-home estimates. We cater to the builder and commercial business with high-quality flooring solutions. Learn more at reinholdflooring.com.
How old are elves? Does Mrs. Claus have a first name? Is the fur attached to the top of Santa's boots or the bottom of Santa's pants? Some holiday mysteries may never be solved, but with holiday scratchers and draw games from the Missouri Lottery, finding the perfect gift doesn't have to be one of them. The spark of possibility that comes with every ticket versus the disappointment of yet another ugly holiday sweater. The better gift is clear. Give holiday scratchers and draw games from the Missouri Lottery. Play responsibly.
Clang, 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 went the trolley. Ding, 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 went the bell. Sing, 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 went my heartstrings as we started for Huntington.
Amy Marks, Kors, and Chris Ranji on KMOX. Our favorite what?
No, I'm just so excited. I think our boss said we can broadcast live from the trolley.
He didn't say no.
He didn't say no.
You asked if we could do it, and he said, it's not going to sound good. But he didn't say absolutely
no.
not.
He just said it wouldn't sound good. And honestly, I mean.
Well, here's the good news for us. If we decide we're going to do a ride on the trolley, we might be the only people who are on it the entire day. So if we do a 4-hour show, 3 hours, and then the hour with Glover, actually, they could get on too. There's plenty of room for everybody, I bet.
Yeah.
So Fox 2 the other day looked at Dana, and they looked at. It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
It's super
Ron.
funny.
You have to laugh.
They looked at Federal Transit Administration data.
Yeah.
At
all trolley systems across the U.S.
Analyzed by the Cato Institute. And they determined that FTA data ranked St. Louis dead last among cities in September 2023 in a metric classified as riders per vehicle hour, which means we have the worst trolley ridership in the entire country.
We had two riders per hour, and I think one of those is the driver.
The next and by the way, the next worst city was Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
They had 9.2 riders per vehicle hour.
That's incredible.
This trolley, I love the idea of a trolley. I think they're adorable. I think they should be all over the place. If your roads are big enough, and some of our roads are because they were built for trolleys 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's crazy. But man, what an absolute waste of time for everybody.
Okay. God bless Joe Edwards and everything that he's done.
He did a lot for the Loop,
He did a lot for the Loop, and he just should have stopped. It's like when a singer holds a note just a little too long and it goes flat right in the last couple of seconds. That's what Joe Edwards did. He went flat with this. FTA data also reveals that the average operating cost of the Loop trolley, it was $153 per passenger this year, which is the 13th highest of all transit services analyzed and second highest for all rail and streetcar services. You talk about the sunk cost fallacy. I think we should have paid back that federal grant we got. What was it? $32 million for the trolley. It was either 32 or 23. I've been a little dyslexic lately. I've been like flipping things. I think it was 32 million. And the thing is, we either have a working trolley or we give the federal government that money back. We said, no, we're not going to give it back. We're going to have a working trolley, by golly, putting other businesses in the Loop out of business. They had to shutter their doors, making parking an absolute nightmare and creating just absolute havoc for cyclists, pedestrians, and scooterists. in the loop.
Scooterists.
Yeah.
First of all, scooters are a scourge themselves.
Here's what I want to know. Well, we know it's Joe Edwards. Gosh, I don't want to pick on him because he's done so many great things. But here's the thing. There are very few pedestrian-friendly streets in the St. Louis area. Because why? St. Louis is so spread out. It's just really spread out, all the different areas. We drive. In St. Louis, we drive from one store to the next. But here's the loop. Here is a great place where you park on one end of the loop and you can walk into each and every store and coffee shop and restaurant and bar and whatever you want, little artsy gift shops and clothing stores. The one place that you don't need a trolley. And then you make it a 2-mile loop from the History Museum to the loop and back. Okay, the History Museum is great. It does close, at 5? You're not really getting sloshed at a bar in the loop and then going back to the History Museum. The route made no sense. It was the most worthless route. This thing was doomed from the beginning, and how there wasn't more oversight. Because we keep, you can't just blame one person. Who are the other advisors saying, maybe this 2-mile loop from the History Museum around the actual Del Mar loop isn't the best because A, everybody can walk it, and B, who's going to the History Museum every day?
You know what it is? I think the idea behind the trolley was not function. I think it was completely aesthetic. There was this feeling that St. Louis used to be that kind of city. And maybe nostalgia is not the right word because nobody was alive when the trolleys were a thing, right? When they were a primary mode of transportation. But it's sort of like a time capsule, like going back in time. And that's the idea behind it. It's strictly aesthetic. The problem is that where they decided to do it, it just doesn't fit the street. It could fit the neighborhood if it were to go farther. Like if it were to go all the way to downtown, for example. And that's really what it should have been. If we're going to do something like that, it should probably be a thing that goes all the way from the heart of downtown all the way up Forest Park Boulevard, that Plaisance in the middle there. And gone all the way up that direction, maybe through the park and then to Del Mar. If we're going to do it, let's do it. Let's go all out instead of half-assing something. It just feels like that's what we did with this. It's a half-assed thing that is very non-functional, and clearly nobody's writing it.
And to your point that it's not functional, it was purely aesthetic and it was a half-hearted effort. The number that I threw out, it was not $32 million. It was $37 million in federal funding, which, by the way, yes, has made national news over the past couple of years because it's such a joke and such a waste. And here we are going, we need money. The city of St. Louis needs money. We need our trash picked up. We need the streets fixed. We need 911 dispatchers. We need to fix blighted areas. And instead, the one area that's pretty hopping, we put a useless, worthless, functionless, impractical, obtrusive trolley that costs $37 million. That is just very St. Louis.
Cato Institute says this, quote, St. Louis's experience should be a cautionary tale for other cities that are considering streetcars, light rail systems, or other rail-based transit projects. These systems all require relatively large, fixed investments that often do not pay off when expected ridership fails to pay off. So what they're basically saying is, if you're going to do it, go all out. And then if you attract people, it will pay for itself. But you have to attract people. And the way you attract people is to make it functional, because nobody's going to go from, way out western suburbs and say, hey, let's go ride that trolley around the block.
A trolley to nowhere.
No one's going to do that.
No one. I live right there. I don't use the trolley.
I would do it out of curiosity once, but I don't know, man.
And the tracks are in the way. It's awful.
They really are.
What a disaster.
You should care about the farm bill, Amy.
Yep.
Everybody should care about the farm bill because it pertains to our food. We're going to talk about that when we come back on KMOX.
Hey guys, it's Dave from the Dave Glover Show, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays on KMOX. Let me do a promo that no one's ever done in the history of radio. I talk 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's impossible to do without saying a lot of really, really stupid stuff. So if you would like to see someone just melt down about once a week, tune in. It can happen anytime between 1 and 5. Usually happens in the 2 o'clock hour. I'm not sure why. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on KMOX weekdays. It's the DGS.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Their certified technicians repair all brands of doors and openers, and you can even schedule evening and weekend service. Just call 314-781-5200 and always look for the red ribbon. It's your assurance you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door, the most trusted garage door company in St. Louis since 1926. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. 314-781-5200.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan. In celebration of McKelvey Homes' 125th anniversary, we're having our biggest sale of the year. Save up to $89,000, get special financing in the 5s, and free closing costs on all move-in ready homes. Visit The Preserve on Mackenzie Road near Watson for a variety of homes from the 400s, or Inverness in St. Charles at Bryan and Feisey Road. Don't miss this opportunity to save big and get in before the holidays. Visit McKelveyhomes.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The vote is in. STL Today has certified the result. Onder Law has been voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Season's greetings. This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel, home of the industry's happiest financial advisors. This year, J.D. Power ranks Stifel the #1 wealth management firm for employee advisor satisfaction. So, from our Stifel family to yours, we wish you a happy holiday season and much success in the year to come.
Stifel Nicholas & Company, Incorporated, member SIPC NYSE. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
10:30, we have sunshine, 45 degrees downtown at the Arch. On Capitol Hill, a Senate committee looking at U.S. global surveillance power. Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act is set to expire at the end of this month. Here's CBS's Stacey Lynn.
FBI Director Christopher Wray argues we must not
undercut the effectiveness of this essential tool with a warrant requirement that would paralyze us and our ability to tackle fast-moving threats.
He says failing to renew it would be a form of unilateral disarmament.
What if there were a terrorist attack that we had a shot to prevent, but couldn't take it because the FBI was deprived of its ability to actually look at key information already sitting in our holdings?
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The Ukrainian president addressing U.S. senators today, making his case for more aid to help his country fight the war against Russia.
President Zelensky will take part in a classified briefing via secure video, saying Ukraine cannot falter in its fight against the Russian invasion, but that the threat is very real if the U.S. cuts off its support. White House Budget Director Shalanda Young has pressed that point as well, saying, quoting here, "We are out of money to support Ukraine in this fight." President Biden has urged Congress to provide $106 billion in emergency funding for the war in Ukraine, the war between Israel and Hamas, and U.S. border security. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
A check of traffic for eastbound 40 drivers at 141. Watch out for a disabled vehicle. It was blocking the center lane. Our forecast for today, sunshine giving way to clouds this afternoon, breezy with a high of 47, and then falling temps. Tonight, partly cloudy, 32, and for tomorrow, mostly sunny with an afternoon high of 48 degrees. Right now, 45 in St. Peter's, 45 in Florissant to downtown of the Arch. It's 45 degrees. I'm Maria Kina in for Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
This holiday season, the St. Louis Men's Clinic is here to bring you joy with a special $49 office visit, including a private consultation with one of their doctors, all in-office testing and lab work. Over a decade of expertise in treating erectile dysfunction means personalized and affordable plans. Don't wait. Call 314-282-8700. That's 282-8700 or visit stlmensclinic.com to take advantage of this $49 special. Happy holidays from the St. Louis Men's Clinic. Clinic.
Broadcasting from the Underlying Tree Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Learn to make money 5 ways with rental real estate. Double your money with apartments. And get your map to financial freedom. And that map starts with a free workshop. Sign up now at lifestylesunlimited.com. Click on the Join Free Workshop tab and attend online or in person. That's lifestylesunlimited.com. Lifestylesunlimited.com. Again, that's lifestylesunlimited.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential.
This KMOX Major League Baseball Winter Meeting Report is presented by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Day 2 of the winter meetings underway here in Nashville. It's been quiet for the Cardinals, which was somewhat expected following the signings of starting pitchers Sonny Gray, Lance Lynn, and Kyle Gibson. Cardinals President of Baseball Operations John Mozeliak has indicated that the club is currently focused on the trade market, and relief pitching appears to be something that the club would like to add. Mozeliak identified what he's looking for when evaluating bullpen options.
More back end would be helpful, not closer necessarily, but just someone that can be, because just given, on any given night, you may need somebody. So trying to ramp something up like that would be helpful, or do something where we end up with more of a controllable type player that gives us the flexibility if we have to option up and down.
Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol is scheduled to have his media session later on today. This winter meetings report is brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill. At baseball's winter meetings in Nashville, Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Rooney. Do you have an old car that's taking up room in the driveway? Repairs are costly and selling is a hassle? That's why you should donate it to Goodwill. Donating is quick and towing is free. Plus, you get a tax receipt and 4 tickets to a Cardinals game next year, compliments of the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a win-win. For more information or to donate, visit online at mersgoodwill.org. Must mention Cardinals.
Tonight, live from the Missouri Athletic Club, it's the Jack Buck Awards on KMOX at 8 o'clock. Among the honorees, City coach Bradley Carnell, Blues legend Red Berenson, and Mizzou running back Cody Schrader. That's tonight at 8 o'clock on KMOX.
Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji on KMOX. Farm Bill expired back in September, and there is an effort to get another one completed, get it finished. And to talk about that with us and why it matters to you, we go to the Quiver River Electric guest line this morning. Joby Young is the Executive Vice President of the American Farm Bureau Federation and joins us now on KMOX. Joby, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us.
Hi, Chris and Amy. Great to be with you, and thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And again, the first thing is, why does this farm bill matter? Because you hear farm bill, okay, why? That doesn't have anything to do with me, but it kind of does because we all eat, don't we? So why does this farm bill matter before we get to the current status of it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We do all eat, and a lot of times we call it the food and farm bill because it's really the principal piece of federal policy that affects the United States food supply. And, that extends beyond our agriculture industry, beyond farmers. So you're right. A lot of people think that it's about farming, maybe only matters to farmers, but it really matters to everybody because it affects the whole food supply chain. And when we go to the grocery store or go to a restaurant, that's partly as a result of the farm bill.
Well, let's just lay it out 101. What exactly is in the Farm Bill?
Well, the Farm Bill is a bit a broad piece of legislation, and it's developed over the years to really cover the entire food supply chain. So, of course, it has what a lot of people that are familiar with it think about in terms of farm programs that are important to farmers and ranchers across the country, and in terms of risk management programs and conservation programs and things like that. But it also has other things that people don't always think about if they're not familiar with it, like our nutrition programs that folks will take advantage of that are in times of need across the country. It involves things like agricultural research that helps us continue to innovate and can feed a growing population into the future. And then another big piece would be rural development aspects. And so we have a lot of programs in there that help provide resources and opportunity to rural communities across the country to grow and thrive there too. So a lot goes into the Farm Bill.
There are various forms of farm bills that have been passed going back almost 100 years. What sort of authority does this give the USDA?
Sure. Well, the USDA, 29 agencies that cover the entire food supply chain, everything from rural development, like I mentioned, to farm programs, conservation programs, administering the SNAP program, which some people are familiar with as food stamps. And so all of these programs are rolled in the Farm Bill, and so it gives the authority and sort of the direction to the USDA of what the Congress, how they want to spend money, how they want programs to be administered, what the priorities are for those programs, what restrictions they're putting on them, and directions like that. So when a Farm Bill is passed, the USDA Secretary of Agriculture goes out, and all those agency heads and the people that work at USDA go and administer that in various ways across those areas I mentioned.
When you're looking at a bill like this, obviously there are a lot of titles within it, a lot of different aspects. How much consensus is there, like from farmers, I should say, with how the Farm Bill is actually put together, whether it's the way subsidies work, the way other parts of the bill are meant, the programs are meant to assist farmers? Is there a lot of consensus? Is there always a lot of debate within the community about that?
Well, I'd say the two parts to that answer. There is broad consensus about what's important in the Farm Bill for farmers and ranchers, and those are things like risk management, sort of number one. When you think about things like crop insurance and farm programs, and that's a big piece of the Farm Bill, and that's something that's really important to the farm and ranching community. Historically, risk management, because farming is an extremely risky business compared to so many other things that you can be involved in. When you think about weather and global commodity price swings and all these other things that affect farmers that most of us don't think about when we get up and go to work every morning. And then it's even more important in the last few years. We've all seen COVID and the pandemic and all the inflation and the war in Ukraine and how that affected global commodity markets. So a lot of uncertainty out there that is really new and fresh, and so that's important to farmers, and a lot of consensus around that. But then also, I think that's something that a lot more folks that aren't involved in farming are more aware of. When they've seen what happened in the grocery store shelves in the last few years and other things. So a lot of consensus around those things. The second piece I'd mention, amongst others, is around conservation, and that's been an important part in the farming community for years, and increasingly in the public, wanting to keep having the momentum we've had over years to have better and better sustainability outcomes, and that's been accomplished through the approach we've taken in the Farm Bill, and we hope to have that extend into the future as well. So that's the big consensus that you see, and of course there's always little aspects here and there, regional priorities and things that have to be sorted out, but those conversations always happen, and you always work within and have a good Farm Bill at the end of the day.
Joby Young with the American Farm Bureau Federation visiting with us on KMOX. You mentioned SNAP being part of this bill historically. Also concerns about climate as it pertains to farmers, because it is such a, there's a lot of volatility there, so it can absolutely affect their income, a farmer's individual income. What sort of pushback are you seeing on portions of the bill like that, stuff that pertains to SNAP, to climate? We know there is some pushback against that. How severe is it, though?
Well, there's always a debate around nutrition programs, every Farm Bill, and that's historically been true, and I think it'll be true in the conversation about this upcoming Farm Bill. Folks making sure that policymakers, members of Congress, are dialing in the right way about how those programs are administered, and the right accountability measures and things like that are put in, and those conversations will happen, and that's common, and that's something that's to be expected. And we want our policymakers to have a robust, thoughtful conversation about that. When it comes to climate and sustainability, that's something that, like I mentioned, there's been conservation programs in the Farm Bill for years, but that is something that the public is more and more interested in about about what's going on in agriculture in that space. And there's really a great story to tell. A lot of advancements have been made over there. It's got 140 million acres in conservation, enrolled in conservation around the country. And that's a great story to tell. Agriculture has reduced the amount of acreage that is utilized in agriculture over the years. And since the 1940s, agricultural output has gone up 175%. So you have something like corn, for instance, a lot of corn acres in Missouri and southern Illinois. You're growing a significant amount more corn on fewer acres over the years. So that's a great story to tell, and something that there's always discussion about how we can do better. And farmers and ranchers are a part of that discussion, always want to be a part of that and have a great story to tell. And we hope to see good results in the future as well.
And this is a question that I have, just looking at different data points and studies and looking at subsidies for farms and how a lot of really big successful farms get a lot of those subsidies, and maybe it's not that the subsidies are going primarily to smaller farms. Is that purposeful? Is that something that, well, that's the way it's worked out, we're trying to fix that? I just looking at that number, I don't know what that means for farmers, other than a lot of the subsidies are going to bigger farms.
Well, there's across the country, there's farms of all sizes. We need them all. They all have a special, particular part in the food supply chain. And at the end of the day, it's about risk management and farm programs, crop insurance programs. Those things are important, no matter what size you are. And there's different tools, available to different size farmers. And at the end of the day, it's about making sure that we have those risk management tools in place so that the folks that are growing our food, no matter their size or what region of the country they're in, that they're able to appropriately manage their risk and have a secure food supply. We enjoy the most secure and affordable food supply in the world in the United States, and those risk management programs have been a big part of that. Now, there's always a conversation, I think, about what those look like every farm bill. We at Farm Bureau, we represent farmers across the board. About 65% of our members that make up our policy, that vote and create our policy, are small and medium sized, and they prioritize having those risk management tools just like everyone else.
Last thing for you before we say goodbye, Joby, and we mentioned that this has been going on for almost 100 years. There have been farm bills over that time. How confident are you we're going to get something done here relatively soon?
I'm confident that it'll be a priority of the Congress and will make its way into the legislative calendar. Obviously, a lot going on right now in Washington, D.C. in terms of government funding debates, and there's been some recent leadership changes. The great thing that we're really positive about is that new speaker came in. He, on his initial list of his priorities, put the Farm Bill right there at the top. We have some really great leaders in the agriculture committees that are really pushing for the Farm Bill. So we feel really positive about it. And then the last thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, the Farm Bill is something that's on the radar of a lot more folks outside of the agriculture committees, given the events of the last few years. So a lot more people are calling and they're asking their representatives and their congressmen and their senators about the Farm Bill and saying, hey, this matters. This matters to, no matter who you are, whatever walk of life you're in, because we want to maintain that secure food supply and have that affordable food supply for years in the future, because it's really about the future. It's about what's happening on that landscape next 5 or 10 years, and we want to maintain that.
Joby, wishing you the best in this. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. We do appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Joby Young, Executive Vice President of the American Farm Bureau Federation, with us here on KMOX. When we come back, did you see this? That's next.
Have you been wanting to find the secret to losing weight and getting healthy the natural way without drugs or injections? Hey everyone, it's Dr. Michael Glickert with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and I know the secret to losing a half a pound to a pound of fat every day, naturally, safely, and effectively, without counting points or calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no injections or surgery. Schedule a free consultation now at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I just would like to reiterate what Dr. Glickert said, that you can lose a half a pound to a pound per day with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret. And I can say that with confidence because that's what happened for me. Getting on the scale every morning, losing a half a pound to a pound was extremely motivating to stay on my plan. I lost 20 pounds in the first month. I've lost over 40 pounds altogether using St. Louis Weight Loss Secret. It really is not that hard when you follow their plan. Find out more by going to moweightloss.com. moweightloss.com.
This holiday season, give your loved ones the gift of Cardinals baseball. Holiday tickets and ticket packs are on sale now and start at just $55. Or for a chance to win great ticket packs valid for the 2024 season. Listen to Total Information AM all week long. Different packs will be featured and given away each day, such as Friday packs, Cub packs, weekend packs, and more. Contest details, they could be found at kmox.com/contests.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks. Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Consumer Cellular offers the exact same nationwide 5G coverage as the major carriers, even in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Their 100% US-based support is just a click or a call away. Visit your local retail store in St. Louis to switch today.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This holiday season, give them a STIHL. Save $20 on the BGA 57 battery-powered blower. Go to STIHLUSA.com/gift guide. Now $179.99 was $199.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. This is ingenious. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
When it comes to finding the perfect grill, family-owned and operated Cotton's Ace Hardware has you covered. Get free delivery and free fuel on any grills over $300 and free assembly and haul away of your old grills with the purchase of a new one. With a selection from Weber to Traeger and your local retailer of the Big Green Egg, Cotton's Ace Hardware makes it easier than ever to replace your old grill. Let Cotton's Ace Hardware make your family barbecue more enjoyable with that one-of-a-kind grill you've been looking for. Find your nearest St. Louis area location at cottonsace.hardware.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
The greatest radio talk show host ever.
Chris Franchi, Amy Marks Kors on KMOX.
Did you see that thing? I can't believe it. Something is obviously wrong.
This is a joke, right?
Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? No way.
You gotta be kidding me. Don't feel bad. There's no way you could have known that.
Now, did you see this with Chris and Amy on the show?
Did you see this exploding house in Virginia?
I didn't see it. I heard about it.
Wow.
What happened?
So
in Arlington, right?
Yeah. So, just a few miles from Washington, D.C.,
Which always makes it extra scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when it's close to the Capitol, you're always extra scared.
So
Or interested.
Arlington, well, I'm sure because people for miles around could hear the explosion.
Yep.
They heard it near the, I think, White House even. So Arlington police went to a call because some guy from inside a house was firing a flare gun into the neighborhood. So they went to confront him. They get there. And apparently, according to people who were witnesses, shots were fired from inside the house. And the next thing you know, the place just blows up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, it was like a movie explosion. And they don't really know. They have not been, unless it's happened in the last 15 minutes or a half hour or whatever. Don't know. They have not confirmed whether or not the guy is dead. But they believe he was inside and has to be dead.
Yeah.
What in the world, man?
I mean, and that type of explosion, the only thing you can think of, well, firing flares is crazy, but did he have a gas leak that he created on purpose?
That was
knowing
yes.
that he could fire flares into a house that had a gas leak and that it would absolutely go off like a bomb. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It looks like a gas leak because when you have a gas leak like that, your walls fill up with gas.
Yeah.
I know this because it happened to my grandparents' house. And it blew the roof off of their house. Their entire roof lifted up off the house. And that was after a short gas leak. So if you have enough time where there is a gas leak and the walls are filling up and you're firing flares, you're going to get a massive explosion.
This is like the second or third giant house explosion in the last 2 months.
Was the other one Pennsylvania?
You remember that one? It was in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
and it just was splinters everywhere. Wow.
It's crazy. Okay. Yesterday, Time Magazine released the finalists for its Person of the Year, Ranch, and that will be announced tomorrow. I can give you 5 finalists.
Okay.
Well, here's what I'm going to do.
How many finalists are there?
There are 5.
Oh, there are 5 total?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you 6 names, and
All
you
right.
tell me which one is not a finalist. So 5 of these are a finalist.
Okay.
The Hollywood Strikers, Elon Musk, Jerome Powell, Barbie, Taylor Swift, and Sam Altman. One of those is not a finalist. I can say it again if you want.
Okay. What was the one right in the middle?
One of these is not a
Yeah,
finalist.
what was the
The
one in
rest are. Well, Hollywood Strikers, Elon Musk, Jerome Powell, Barbie, Taylor Swift, and Sam Altman.
Jerome Powell.
He is a finalist.
Okay.
Elon Musk is not the finalist.
Oh. I
Isn't that
figured he would be.
refreshing?
Yeah, I know. You can be a miserable person, just an awful person, and still be a Time Person of the Year.
We talk about this because
Hitler was.
Yeah, and Stalin a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or was it Hitler a couple of times? I don't know. Which again,
It doesn't mean Great Person of the Year. It just means
it-
consequential.
it does mean consequential, but I guess subconsciously the title Person of the Year has positive connotations.
Yeah.
Because it feels really weird saying, oh, Pol Pot, he's the Person of the Year. You feel, I think because it is, when it happens to a good person, everyone's excited. It's considered an honor. Do you know what I mean? And if we're going to say, oh, it doesn't mean good, give it to Hitler or Stalin, then we need to tell the good people, hey, this is not an honor. This just means
we see you.
we see you.
We see all the garbage
because
you're doing.
if it's an honor for George W. Bush, I don't think he was. If it's an honor for whoever it is, whoever is the Person of the Year, if it's an honor for them, why is it not an honor for the dictators? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Right. We just have to stop looking at it as it's an honor because it
Then if-
isn't. It's a recognition that, hey, we're aware of all the stuff
I
you've
mean,
done this past year.
Listen, when would you want to be on the same list as Stalin and Hitler? You know what I mean?
Oh, you would
I've
not.
said that
Yeah.
twice. Sorry. You
Yeah,
do know what
no.
I mean. But you wouldn't, like, I would say, Ranj, it's not an honor that you're Person of the Year. Have you looked at that list?
I would like to be on it, though, still. Listen, Grand Theft Auto 6 is not available for like another year. So you're going to have to come up with a better gift idea and something educational. Well, we have some of those ideas for you next on KMOX.
Hey, this is Joe Buck, here to tell you about Sound Story, the perfect gift for the holiday season. I miss my dad every day. When I want to hear his voice and his stories, all I have to do is go online. Well, imagine if you could do the same. With Sound Story, your loved ones' voices and stories are saved for your family forever. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which you or one of your loved ones is interviewed by your choice of one of our professional interviewers, including Tom Ackerman, Debbie Monterey, Carol Daniel, and Dave Glover. With just a couple of clicks, you can purchase a Sound Story gift certificate and your holiday shopping will be complete. Go to mysoundstory.com for more information and enter promo code KMOX for 10% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Purchase your loved one's gift certificate today. Schedule your Sound Story later. Again, that's mysoundstory.com, promo code KMOX for 10% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
When it comes to electricity, trust the professionals at Reinhold Electric. From residential to commercial to industrial, whatever that project is, maybe it's repairing, maybe it's replacing, maybe it's a brand new project, Reinhold Electric has the team and the equipment and the know-how to get the job done correctly. And they serve a large area. They work in Southern Illinois, Lake St. Louis, Lake of the Ozarks, Springfield, Kansas City. ReinholdElectric.com is their site. 314-631-1158 is the number. Tell them Bo sent you to Reinhold Electric.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe, candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper. Try it on a made-from-scratch breakfast biscuit with egg and cheese, or with charbroiled Angus beef on a signature Frisco burger, or as its own salty sweet snack pack. Any time of day, candied bacon brings savory sweetness to all your favorite things. At Hardee's, goodness in the making. For a limited time at participating restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $300. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, we have sunshine and 47 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, in for Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour, a congressional committee today is considering a contentious issue. New National Park Service rules have gone into effect, limiting airplanes and helicopters carrying tourists flying over national monuments and parks. Ray Savageau is with the National Park Service.
In the year 2000, Congress enacted the National Parks Air Tour Management Act, which reflected the recommendations of the National Parks Overflights Working Group. This act required the NPS and the FAA to complete Air Tour Management Plans, or ATMPs.
Supporters of commercial aerial flights over national parks and monuments say that people with disabilities and the elderly often rely on such services to enjoy the parks. Well, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, at a news conference earlier today, commented on the frustrations that Florida State Seminoles must feel after being snubbed from the college football playoffs, especially after being undefeated with a 13-0 season.
If you win and you're undefeated, that should mean something. I mean, that should really be significant. And they're telling us that it doesn't, that other factors matter more.
The governor says the state is putting aside $1 million in case they want to take legal action. Well, Gold Star Families of Illinois gathered in Springfield yesterday for a tree lighting ceremony. Governor J.B. Pritzker spoke to those who have lost loved ones in military service.
The grief comes in small moments when you least expect it. A song that comes on the radio in your car. Seeing a fast-moving cloud on an afternoon stroll. Setting the table for dinner.
Pritzker thanked the Gold Star families for giving back to others within their circle as well as their communities. From the KMOX business desk, gamers are geeking out. CBS's Stacey Lynn tells us why.
The trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 is officially out.
Well, look who's back.
This time around, you get a female protagonist going on a crime spree through beaches, in clubs, and on highways.
The only way we're going to get through this is by sticking together.
It's been 10 years since the last one dropped. GTA 6 will be released sometime in 2025. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
A check of the Dow at this hour, down almost 131 points at 36,073. And for a check of traffic, it looks like right now road work is the big problem as we start to make our way through midday. 270 at the Chain of Rocks Bridge. It's backed up to Illinois 3, and this is road work that will remain in place until 3 o'clock this afternoon. The weather is sponsored by Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company. If you're considering life insurance, Penn Mutual's accelerated client experience makes applying for life insurance fast and easy. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL.
It's a bundle up afternoon across St. Louis with a mix of clouds and sunshine, chilly with gusty winds up to 35 miles per hour. Temperatures are starting to drop now. It's a slow drop, but we'll go through the 40s during the afternoon. Tonight, slow clearing, coldest of the week down to 28 degrees. Wednesday, sunny, but still chilly, 48 degrees, 35 Wednesday night. Thursday, partly sunny skies. Warm it up in the afternoon to 61. Friday, partly sunny. In the afternoon, about 62. But again, nighttime temperatures early morning will still be chilly, but nice little warm up coming for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
In St. Peters, it's 44 degrees, 46 in Florissant, and downtown of the Arch, it's 47 degrees. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show, sponsored by St. Louis Cardinals Baseball. Cardinal tickets are on sale now and start at $55. Details at cardinals.com/holiday.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's that time, baby. It is that time. And clearly, Santa Claus will be getting your child's gifts. But you might have to get a gift for your niece or your nephew, and Santa's not going to get those.
Parents get some gifts for their kids, too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So, you can tell which gifts, because Santa has different wrapping paper.
Santa has the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And parents get the boring stuff.
Yeah, and Santa has different wrapping
like
paper.
Socks. Nobody wants socks for Christmas, unless you're an adult.
Socks and underpants.
Well, we are here to give you some ideas for your niece, nephew, son, daughter, supplemental gifts after Santa comes through. He always comes through huge sometimes. We go to the Quiver River Electric guest line this morning. A retired teacher and lifestyle author, Meredith Sinclair, joins us on KMOX. Good morning, Meredith.
Good morning, Chris and Amy. How are you guys?
Oh, man, we are doing great. We're looking forward to the gifts we are going to get. So pretend like we are children.
Okay.
What sorts of ideas do you have for us?
Okay, I've got 5 really cool things. And as a former teacher, I love anything that sort of incorporates a little bit of learning with their playtime. And most of these things do that. So the first thing I want to tell you about is this really cool it's a construction set. It's called the VTech GoGo Smart Wheels Spiral Construction Tower. And what's really cool about it, I don't know if you guys have heard of VTech. They're like a leading toy maker, and they always have really innovative things. So this is an interactive play set that kids build. It's for 3 and up, and it's so much fun because it's got like a talking dump truck, a spiral tower, and this thing called Smart Point technology, which means that when kids drive over these Smart Point areas on the set, they hear like fun phrases about feelings and construction and cleanup, which all helps promote early language development. Plus, it's got like really interactive things like a switch gate, a drawbridge elevator, a swinging crane, lots of imaginative play features. And then you can also, the kids can collect their different Smart Wheels cars and tracks. So then they get all new responses on the Smart Points while they play with it. So it's super interactive.
Oh, I like that. I like the the idea of building, constructing, using your imagination, all of that. Do you still recommend Legos as a go-to? Because my brother is 30. I'm pretty sure we'll
Is he still playing with Legos?
There are some really complicated ones. My friend who is an aerospace engineer, he gets some of the more complicated, like NASA Lego things, and they'll work on them together and just for fun with his kids. Would you still recommend that as a go-to in any special Lego features this year?
Absolutely. You know what? You're absolutely right. That brand is tried and true for a reason. It has been around forever for that reason. And now you're absolutely right. There's this new trend of like kidulting, they call it, which is making things for grown-ups that tap into their playfulness. And we actually need play for our well-being. We really do. It's not just for children. As we get older, it is really beneficial for our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. So it is really important. I agree with you. And there are a couple of things on here that I think parents will love playing with their kids as well. But absolutely, Lego is definitely one of those. And we have another construction set that I think parents will love as well, that I'll tell you about. But I can actually jump to that one first since we're on construction sets. It's called Squaregles OGS Mega Set. So this is, I'm sure you've seen the trend of magnetic building sets. So this is a magnetic building set, but it kind of goes beyond all that traditional, like build it and knock it down kind of play. What we're seeing now is like things where you build it and then you have lots of interaction and play patterns, as we call it, within that building set. So you're not just knocking it down. And as you said, it encourages imaginative play. And this is very similar. So it has these OGS characters, so that encourages imaginative play. It's got drawing and crafting elements. It's got cause and effect elements with like the way the cars and tracks and marble runs work. And I also love this one because it's a great family toy. So I love things that really work for different ages and stages of kids in your family. So you're not just buying a toy for one kid, but like this one can really grow with kids as well. So it's called Squaregles OGS Mega Set. So that's really fun too.
Visiting with Meredith Sinclair, retired teacher, lifestyle author. Website is meredithplays.com. And we've got there are all sorts of ideas that people are looking for when you want something educational, but you also want it to be fun. And that's a very difficult balance to find. And I know parents don't want to give their kids mindless toys. So, what other options are there for that?
Okay, I've got one for young kids and then one for like kids and then teens and tweens and anybody over 7. So the first one I'll tell you about is called, have you heard of the Tony Box?
No.
At all? Okay. So the Tony Box is this really cool, it's an award-winning screen-free audio player. And what this does is it plays stories, songs, and lots of other things. But what I love about it, you have these little Tony characters, which kids love. It's all their favorite characters. And this year, the latest ones are these little Marvel characters. So Spidey and Ghost Spider. And you put the little character on top of this little Tony box. And when you do that, it will start to play songs, very specific songs. They come with multiple songs and one unique story. And what I love is kids, like they'll tap the side of the box to move to the next story. Or it's also like, you could have friends and family record stories for kids. So maybe like far away family can record. And what I love is it really gives kids 3 and up autonomy over their play. They have master over it. They're controlling how to move the story forward. And as a former teacher, like all that emergent reading, writing is about story. Stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. They're predictable. Like all that seems, unless I feel like as a teacher, I recognize all those things. As parents, we just know that our kids are engaged with things, but they're really learning. And the other one that I want to tell you about that was kind of new to me this year, it's a game called Canoodle. And you might have heard of it just because it's been huge on TikTok. It's got like this viral following. But this is a puzzling game. So this is a small game. It comes with over 200 puzzles. And what happens is you got these little pieces and it'll show you the puzzle. So you put most of the pieces in the puzzle, but then it will leave about maybe three pieces out. And it's your job to figure out how you take these canoodle pieces, and they sort of look like Tetris pieces with little balls on the end, and you have to fit them properly within the puzzle to solve the puzzle. And what they found is, yes, kids, 7-year-olds love it, but parents, it's great for parents. I mean, and as we know, like from research, if you want to have great like memory and brain health, it's important for you to do puzzles as well, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you're a jigsaw puzzle person, or like I do Wordle every single morning, but which really helps me. But also this canoodle game is similar to that. And what I also love is that it's in a small case, would be a great stocking stuffer, but it also invites, generational play. So kids, then their parents and their grandparents are all playing together, which I love.
Yeah, games like that, and even some classic games like Monopoly can be really educational for younger kids. I know, my goodness, my younger siblings, and then I was homeschooled and helped other homeschool families, and you always had the older siblings playing Monopoly with younger siblings who would be in charge of the bank and having to do all of the math with the bank, and also learn not to get ripped off, because
you learn how to put people out of business too.
You do learn how to put people out of business. You always have the older sibling going, I will give you 5 of these dollar bills if you give me 1 of the orange $500 bills. And so games like that can involve the whole family, but can be really beneficial for younger kids.
Absolutely. I mean, I just think we don't always tend to we don't really realize the learning that's happening, because it's sometimes very subtle, but it's there. And anytime you're playing something, because you're figuring things out, you're problem solving, you're using critical thinking, you're using strategy. So, these things that I'm sharing today, they all have those elements, which I love. Like we call it playability. Can you play with it many different ways? Can you, problem solve and construct it in a different way, which changes the whole experience, which I love. And then I've got one other thing, which isn't a toy, but I think parents are going to love this. Again, new to me this year, and I think it's really cool. It's called the V-Hush Soothing Sleep Trainer. So this is for, and it's not just to like put kids to sleep automatically, right? It's interactive, and it helps kids play a little bit at bedtime, but their play is leaning them toward better sleep. So it's got it's this little device. It's got a colorful touch nightlight, so kids can make it all different colors. It's got a glow on the ceiling projector, a Bluetooth speaker. It's got 200 programmed stories for them to listen to. And then you can also, again, record your own songs or stories using a subscription-free app. So again, I also love this too for people who don't necessarily have their family close by. So grandparents, aunts, uncles, they could record songs and say sing along with me. We're going to sing this song together as you go to sleep, which I think is really sweet. So we're bringing playtime into a really soothing way to go to sleep, because I know a lot of parents have trouble with that with kids, especially around the holidays when kids are so ramped up and excited for everything. It can be really hard to have something that helps kids also playfully fall asleep.
Meredith,
so I love that.
Yeah, Meredith Sinclair, those are all some terrific ideas. I might have to use the toy you were talking about that I can fall asleep better.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm exhausted today. I do not sleep well. So what was that thing again?
So this is by a company called VTech.
Yeah.
It's called the V-Hush Soothing Sleep Trainer.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, the way it looks is really elevated. It's not like a very childish looking thing. You could put this in your bedroom, seriously, and use it. It's really cool looking. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't sleep well either. I actually was thinking I might want to get one of these just to have the soothing sounds and the lights. I mean, whatever it takes.
Great idea. Thank you so much, Meredith. We appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. You guys have a great holiday.
That's Meredith Sinclair, lifestyle author, visiting with us here on KMOX. You can follow her on Instagram at Meredith Plays. And if you missed any of the ideas that she's got for you, soon enough, that interview will be on the Odyssey app, where you can go back and listen to it and catch those ideas for yourself. AUDACY. Here's another great idea for you. You need you to go get your eyes checked, because we are in the holiday season right now. The colors are beautiful. The lights, the trees, the stuff, everything is wonderful. And you can't really get a good look unless your eyes are in tip-top shape. best thing to do is go to our friends at Ophthalmology Associates. They are on Manchester, just west of 270. So they're easy to locate. And they've got some of the best doctors in the area. In fact, we call them the doctors' doctors because doctors in the area, over 250 of them, go to Ophthalmology Associates to get their eyes examined. My guy is Dr. Ranjan Malhotra. You might visit Dr. Greg Birdie or Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, or Samuel Berry. Make your appointment with them now, 314-966-5000. It's important to know that if you have health insurance, it may cover all or at least part of your annual eye exam. And you really want to get that checked because there are so many different things that could go wrong with your eyes and could indicate other problems with your body. And they can help you out and figure out how to treat those things. 314-966-5000 or visit yourEyeDoc.com.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
One of the things that surprises people after they retire is how much they still owe in taxes. The good news is Steve All of the All Financial Group, he's here to show you some strategies that can lower your tax obligations both now and in the future. Call today, 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. BWA and All Financial Group, LLC are separate companies.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Hi, I'm Tom Hoffman, president of Tom Hoffman Heating and Air Conditioning. I'll beat any competitor's price on a new furnace right now. Just call me, 314-471-7625.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey. You are not alone if when you hear those ads or see those signs saying we will buy your home for cash, that you're just a few short minutes away from a real lowball offer, right? Well, I was talking to Gloria about that, Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and here's what she told me. It's crucial that you know the truth about these cash offer companies because you spend years earning equity in your home and then you decide to sell. A cash investment company buys your home for 15% below market value, puts a little TLC into it, then sells it for 10% above its original true market value. But here's what I can tell you. Gloria Liu is different. She has multiple cash buyers who bid against each other, giving you the highest cash offers to choose from with zero hassles, no showings, and close quickly. So learn more about getting multiple cash offers today. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888 or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KMOX, the 2023 Large Market Radio Station of the Year, recognized by the Missouri Broadcasters Association. KMOX, we were built for this.
Amy, you ever been on Cameo? You ever bought a Cameo?
I have not, but I have seen one from a friend who bought one.
Okay. I did one for my mom once. one of the Hallmark movie guys.
Was it Sam Page?
Sam Page?
Sam Page is not the St. Louis County executive,
I know
but
who
he
you're
is
talking
one
about.
of the primary leading men on Hallmark.
Oh.
And when everyone was getting super mad at Sam Page during the pandemic, the actor Sam Page
Was getting all the tweets?
had to pin his tweet was, I am not the St. Louis County executive, where, whatever that is. He's from Canada. Sam Page is a Canadian actor.
Well, Cameo can be used for all kinds of things, right?
You know-
it could be used to lift somebody's spirits.
Hey, speaking of
What?
lifting, Mason Jar had a cameo for his son, did a cameo for his son with a weightlifter. Like
Oh.
a famous weightlifter did one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I would like to know how you feel about this. All right. Our guy, George Santos,
Yeah.
who's been expelled from Congress, he is he's got a little side gig. I feel like George Santos probably has 15 side gigs.
Yeah.
Well, his newest side gig is he is on Cameo. And for $200, you can have him record a message. And for people who don't know what Cameo is, that's exactly it. You pay whatever the fee is. The person that you have sent the request to will say or mention whoever you want or whatever you want them to. And then they'll make a video and send you the video, and then it's yours and you can do whatever you want with it. So I have no problem with that. If you want to give George Santos money via Cameo, fine. So John Fetterman is the senator, one of the senators out of Pennsylvania. And he tweeted this yesterday. He said, I thought my ethically challenged colleague, Bob Menendez, out of New Jersey, could use some encouragement given his substantial legal problems. So I approached a seasoned expert on the matter to give, quote, Bobby from Jersey some advice.
Hey, Bobby. Look, I don't think I need to tell you, but these people that want to make you get in trouble and want to kick you out and make you run away, you make them put up or shut up. You stand your ground, sir, and don't get bogged down by all the haters out there. Stay strong. Merry Christmas.
Amy, first of all, I would love to make you get in trouble. That's what a funny way to say that. All right. So it's again, George Santos, whatever, he can do whatever he wants. But here's Fetterman, who clearly put in a Cameo request, and Santos did not know it was for Fetterman and did not know that Bobby from Jersey was Bob Menendez out of New Jersey. What I wonder is this beneath the office of a senator? Is it just good-natured fun? Is this okay? Is this not okay? I'm really going back and forth on this because while I think it is hysterical, I think it is very funny that he had Santos talk to Bobby from Jersey. And he is rightfully, by the way, Fetterman, going after his colleague who doesn't belong in the Senate any
Gold Bar
longer.
Bob.
Gold Bar Bob should be gone. He should
be gone.
resign.
He had gold bars in his pockets that are from foreign dignitaries. I
he should-
believe Saudi Arabia. Is that what it was from?
I want to say that I can't believe he hasn't resigned, but I can totally believe it. But he should be gone.
So to your question, right? Is it beneath him? Here's the thing. Unfortunately, our politics has devolved significantly in the past 8 years. And at least in Congress, I know I sound like a broken record, but the House of Representatives truly is the people's house. It's a circus. It's a clown show. And that's fair because we have a lot of unserious people in our country. And I do think the House of Representatives, as nutso wacky as it is, really does represent us because we're an unserious, nutso wacky people for the most part. Okay, the Senate is supposed to be a little bit more dignified, a little bit more gravitas. Now, Senator Fetterman famously wanted to wear shorts and hoodies, and they were able to lower the sartorial standards in the Senate chambers to accommodate John Fetterman. Everyone said that's a shame. It is kind of lame, whatever. John Fetterman now is rightly calling out Senator Bob Menendez for taking bribes and gold money and committing fraud, but he's doing it on Cameo with another clown, former Representative George Santos. This is not beneath John Fetterman. It seems right on brand for Fetterman because he is famously disrespectful of the institutions. That's why people like him. He sticks it to people. He sticks it to the institution. But it should be beneath the
Just
Senate.
because he dresses in hoodies?
No, and the way he talks. I mean, with his interviews, you can tell that's why he's there. He's like, hey, here's
Yeah,
what
I don't think he's nearly as bad as some of the others who are in Congress or in the Senate. But I don't know if I like this.
I mean, that's his.
I think
but
it
that's
is-
his shtick, though.
Yeah, I think it's funny. And it is of all the things that a senator and congressman or a representative could do and have done, this is so far down the list of awful infractions. But I don't know, man. It's kind of
Well, it's not an infraction. I don't think you asked about the legality of it.
no.
You were asking if
I don't
it's
mean
becoming.
I don't mean it legally. I mean
Yeah.
infraction. Just like, should you do this?
It's unbecoming, but so is taking gold bars from Saudi Arabia.
That's worse. That's way worse. Hey, we mentioned Gabe Gore, who is our new-ish city prosecutor. He had a press conference today. He's going to join us next. Gabriel Gore visiting with us on KMOX.
Are you trying to enjoy the holiday season, but the stress of finding the perfect gift is making you a Grinch? I've got the perfect solution, Rosetta Stone. With their lifetime subscription to 25 languages, you're gifting an experience that's fun, useful, and lasts forever. Your grandma can learn from the comfort of her recliner, and your brother can flirt with the exchange student he has a crush on, or at least try. They offer customized learning plans that include engaging and fun content to teach you both the language and the culture. I took a refresher on Spanish last year for my job and just started learning Italian this year for my next adventure. Plus, they've got a special offer to help you make the holiday season more affordable. Visit rosettastone.com to score 50% off and give the gift that opens your loved ones to new experiences and perspectives. Visit rosettastone.com/radio to give a gift that doesn't flop. Offer ends soon. That's rosettastone.com/radio.
Have you been wanting to find the secret to losing weight and getting healthy the natural way without drugs or injections? Hey everyone, it's Dr. Michael Glickert with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and I know the secret to losing a half a pound to a pound of fat every day, naturally, safely, and effectively, without counting points or calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no injections or surgery. Schedule a free consultation now at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I just would like to reiterate what Dr. Glickert said, that you can lose a half a pound to a pound per day with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret. And I can say that with confidence because that's what happened for me. Getting on the scale every morning, losing a half a pound to a pound was extremely motivating to stay on my plan. I lost 20 pounds in the first month. I've lost over 40 pounds altogether using St. Louis Weight Loss Secret. It really is not that hard when you follow their plan. Find out more by going to moweightloss.com. moweightloss.com.
At 11:30, we have clouds, 47 degrees downtown at the Arch. Our top story this hour. There has been a dramatic escalation in Gaza as Israel and Hamas engage in some of the most intense fighting since the beginning of the war. And that fighting is taking place in southern Gaza, specifically around Khan Yunis, the city where Israel reportedly believes that the remaining hostages are being held. Well, we are less than a year away from the next presidential election, but young voters are not necessarily motivated.
A new Harvard Youth poll shows that not even half of 18 to 29-year-olds are planning on voting next year, which is down from 57% back in 2019. More than 40% of those voters say that they don't trust any of the candidates' abilities to deal with issues like the Israel-Hamas war, climate change, or gun violence. 41 million Gen Zers will be eligible to vote next year. Jen Clark, CBS News.
Today, Governor J.B. Pritzker met with the Dollywood Foundation's executive director in the United Way of McLean County, Illinois, at the Bloomington Public Library. It's the statewide launch of Illinois' partnership with the Dollywood Foundation to provide Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. This book gifting program mails free, high-quality, and age-appropriate books to children from birth to age 5, regardless of the family's income. Governor Pritzker's FY24 budget allocates $1.6 billion to the program to support early childhood learning in Illinois and instill lifelong reading practices. A check of our traffic right now. No major problems. That construction continues until 3 o'clock this afternoon. At the outer road, 270 at the chain of rocks. Look for stop and go traffic or forecast. The weather is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. Today, clouds and 49. Overnight, cloudy and 37 degrees. And for tomorrow, sunshine, breezy, and an afternoon high of 48. Right now, 44 in St. Peter's, 46 in Florissant, and downtown of the Arch, it's 47 degrees. I'm Maria Aquina, in for Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
STL Today is named Under Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm. We'll continue to make a difference, one case at a time.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Broadcasting from the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Hello, everyone. This is Mike Claiborne.
And this is Matt Pauley inviting you to follow the Redbirds this offseason on the Cardinals Countdown to Opening Day show presented by Ameren.
Thursday night at 6 on your home of the St. Louis Cardinals.
KMOX.
Amy Marks, Chorus, Chris Ranji on KMOX. We're about halfway through the program today. It's good to have you with us for this show and every day from 10 until 1 on KMOX. We go back to the Quiver River Electric guest line this morning. And visiting with us is St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabriel Gore, who held a press conference, about an hour and a half ago here in St. Louis for a progress report over the last 6 months. Mr. Gore, it's good to talk to you. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, it's good to be here.
It's good to have you. And, we have been following along what's been happening in the city of St. Louis since you took over, and, that's sometime around mid-May. What have you found, and what does your report card over the last 6 months tell you?
Well, that would cover a lot. I would say that to sum it up, I would say that we have, when I came on board, it was, I think I said in my opening press conference that it was a job that we had accepted, where failure was not an option, because to fail would mean that the city of St. Louis criminal justice system would fail, because the circuit attorney's office plays a critical role in the city of St. Louis criminal justice system. And I would say that the high-level report the high-level summary of my 6-month report is that I do believe we succeeded in restoring the circuit attorney's office's place in the St. Louis city's criminal justice system, and that we are now fulfilling that role.
When you look at what the circuit attorney's office, your office, has to deal with, there is both the current caseload that continues to be built, but then also a fairly sizable backlog. Where is your office when it comes to the backlogged cases? I know there were over 250 homicides and over 3,000 felony cases backlogged when you stepped into that role.
Yes. So when we talk about backlogs in this office, we talk about the backlog of homicide cases. Typically, historically, in the circuit attorney's office, you have anywhere between 100 and 115 homicide cases pending. Obviously, those are the cases that require the most resources and are the most time intensive. When I took on this appointment on May 30th, when I was sworn in, there were 250 homicides pending. So over 100% more homicides pending than is typical. We have been working to reduce that backlog of homicide cases. We have disposed of 53 homicides since I've been here, but as you mentioned, the work of this office goes forward, so we've charged an additional 37. There are also 25 cases or 24 cases that the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department's Homicide Division has asked us to take a fresh look at, because they believe that there may be sufficient evidence to go forward, even though those cases were declined by the prior administration. So we're doing all that work. We're doing it with the help of neighboring prosecuting attorneys' offices, the U.S. attorney's offices, private attorneys who were previously assistant circuit attorneys in this office, all coming back to help us out and manage that tremendous backlog of homicides.
St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore is with us on KMOX, and that was when things were apparently bad several months ago. You did hear from a lot of different prosecutors in the area or offices saying we would be happy to help out. Do you have numbers on that? The amount of people from the outside who have been offering their assistance?
It's been tremendous. I haven't sat down and counted up the number, but I can tell you that Wesley Bell, the St. Louis County prosecutor, has been tremendous in supporting our office. In the early days, when we literally didn't have enough attorneys to staff the dockets, he was sending down 2 attorneys full-time each week to assist us. And he also had an attorney full-time helping us out in the warrant office. Those attorneys are no longer here, but they were critical to our efforts in those initial months. And so we really appreciate that. Franklin County's prosecuting attorney's office has had people coming down, helping us out in the warrant office. The Missouri Office of Prosecuting Services has been tremendous. They've helped us, our office out in the warrant office, in victim services, and really have just been tremendous in supporting our efforts. St. Charles County has been a good partner. Jane Darst, the former first assistant here under Jennifer Joyce, has been really a great partner for me in terms of helping to rebuild the administrative side of the office. And her being able to engage in that work is really thanks to St. Charles County willingness to give her time away from her day job as a St. Charles County prosecutor to come down and help us out. So really the support has been tremendous. And of course, on the homicides, like I said, we have the U.S. Attorney's Office that has been a great partner with us on those serious cases, and the private law firms. Sandberg, Phoenix, Thompson Coburn, and Baker Sturgey have been tremendous. Brian Cave has been very helpful to us in providing paralegal support. So it's really just been we've just been embraced by the community, and the assistance has been tremendous.
And to clarify, because you mentioned that some of the cases that were dismissed under the previous circuit attorney, there has been an appeal to see if those cases should be looked at again. If I'm understanding that correctly, I know Attorney General Andrew Bailey found that there were over 25,000 cases dismissed and also 2,735 cases dismissed by judges for failure to prosecute. Is it out of that batch that you're seeing some of these cases come back?
I'm not sure about that. What I was describing is the fact that there's 24 homicides that have been identified by the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department's Homicide Division, where they have come to us and said, hey, we think you should take a second look at these cases. These are homicide prosecutions that were declined, presumably due to a lack of evidence. They maybe have obtained additional evidence or didn't agree with that assessment and have asked us to take a fresh look. And that's something that we're doing.
Gabriel Gore, St. Louis Circuit Attorney, is with us on KMOX. When we were hearing about things that were happening in the previous administration, the reporting that was done, that there were a lot of cases that were slipping through the cracks, or maybe a case would be assigned to somebody who was on leave, or just all sorts of what appeared to be administrative errors. Did you notice that a lot of that stuff was going on? And if so, how easy was that to clean up?
Well, what I have said about that is that when I came on board, I would describe what the situation I walked into as a troubled law office. So things were not running the way they should. We didn't have the staff or the resources to run the way that this office needs to run. So that's what we had to get to work fixing. And the biggest piece of righting the ship and getting things working better was to get back experienced prosecutors to do the work. And that's, like I said in my press conference, that was the biggest question I had when I accepted this appointment. The response has been overwhelming. It has been humbling. And we've brought back 24 attorneys. Of those 24 attorneys, 17 are former prosecutors. Those 17 former prosecutors have over 120 years of prosecutorial experience. They have tried hundreds of your most serious state felonies. And that's the biggest piece of turning things around in this office. Bringing back that level of experience and expertise and commitment to public service is invaluable.
We're chatting with St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore. And if I may ask you about, rather famously, the previous circuit attorney, Kim Gardner, had a lengthy exclusion list which was a list of police officers from whom she would not take cases or evidence. It wasn't officially a Brady list because it wasn't made public. So there was a lot of obfuscation or secrecy around it. Do you have whatever that list was? Do you know if those officers who are no longer on a list, or what is the status of that situation?
So I think I said this, I believe on the day I was sworn in. The exclusion list did exist. It was a list of names. I was not aware of any support for the list or what the support might have been for the list. And therefore, it's not something that I've ever relied on or utilized. It was a policy of a past administration and has played no role in my tenure as circuit attorney.
Is a list like that ever necessary?
I think there was a reference to a Brady list. A Brady list is something that is common in prosecuting attorney offices. An exclusion list is not something that I am familiar with nor plan to utilize, but a Brady list is something that is a tool regularly used in prosecuting attorneys' offices across the country. And Brady, of course, refers to the landmark Supreme Court case that says basically there is an obligation by prosecuting attorneys' offices to turn over favorable evidence. And if that favorable evidence is evidence that can be used to challenge the credibility of police officer witnesses, you must turn that over. And our office adheres to that policy.
With regarding then your office relationship to the St. Louis City Police, was there at the beginning of your tenure a resetting of that relationship, and have there been ongoing discussions with the police department, the Commissioner Robert Tracy, and so forth?
I would think describing it as a resetting would be appropriate, because I think that the relationship between our office and the police department had deteriorated. And so we kind of started anew. I met with Chief Tracy within my first week of being appointed. We reopened the Warren office, which is where we got the kind of reestablished the interaction between our office and the frontline police officers in terms of interacting on a daily basis at the Warren office. So we've been working kind of up and down the line in terms of at every level of our office. Has been working with every level of the police department. I mentioned to you how we're working with the homicide division on those 24 fresh look cases, and that type of collaboration and cooperation can really be seen at every level of our office and the police department. So it's a relationship that is critical to enforcing the laws and achieving a higher level of public safety for all of the St. Louis region. It's a relationship that if it's dysfunctional and not working, the people who end up suffering from that are the citizens of St. Louis. So we're going to work hard to maintain that relationship. I anticipate that we'll have challenging times in that relationship, because that's the nature of it. but it's an important relationship and one that we're going to work to make sure is professional and productive for the citizens of St. Louis.
Talking with St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, and earlier today at the press conference, you said that there is no type of crime that you're looking the other way on. What people, I think what they want to know is, what are the results? So what is the real world? How is the way the office is operating affecting the streets? Do you have any sort of sense of whether or not what the office is doing now is leading to an actual safer St. Louis city?
I believe that a timely enforcement of the criminal laws will have an impact on overall public safety in the city of St. Louis. Anecdotally, you asked me if I've seen that impact already. I will tell you an example of where there's an immediate impact. When someone is arrested by the police department and charged with a crime, and that case is applied for, a warrant is applied for at our office. If we don't issue on that warrant, that individual is released and is back out on the street immediately while that application for warrant is pending. As I've talked about, when we came in, there were 6,700 applications for warrants pending. Of those 6,700, we know that 9 of them were homicides and hundreds of them were violent felonies. We're now charging those cases in a timely manner, and that has an immediate impact of removing those individuals from the streets. It has an impact on police morale. I've heard that from a number of police officers. Neither the police officers nor the prosecutors in my office are in this business to make money. There's ways you can make more money. They're in it because they want to serve. They want to have an impact. They want to help reduce violent crime and crime in their community. And I've heard from a number of police officers that they really appreciate the fact that they know that when they make an arrest and they build a case where they have the evidence to hold someone accountable for committing a crime, that's actually happening in a timely manner. So yes, the impact, I've seen it. It's been reported to me, and people have told me that they feel it. And we're going to continue doing that. And I think the longer we're able to maintain that, the better things are going to be.
St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, thank you for checking in with us. We really do appreciate your time today and hope we can talk again soon.
Well, thank you for having me, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. That is, again, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, who's been on the job about half a year, a little over 6 months. He has been with the office and reports things are improving, which is all we've been asking for in the city. That's Amy Marks-Kors. I'm Chris Ranji on KMOX.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
While no child should have to spend the holidays in the hospital, there are many at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital who will not be able to experience the joy of opening gifts around their tree. Please join KMOX and give the gift of hope and healing to Cardinal Glennon kids and support the Tree of Hope year-end giving campaign. Your gift ensures that these brave patients can continue to receive the critical care they need during these challenging times. Thank you for giving at treeofhope.org.
Charlie Brennan here, reminding you that Old Town Donuts has all your Christmas donuts ready to go. Take $2 off a dozen donuts with a coupon at oldtowndonuts.com. Just show the coupon on your phone at the counter. Also, Old Town Donuts offers wholesale prices for your church get-togethers and office parties. Old Town Donuts open every day of the year except Christmas Day. Find the best donuts in Missouri at Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Cottleville.
Enter the amazing universe of 'Twas the Night Before by Cirque du Soleil, an acrobatic retelling of the classic and beloved holiday tale. 'Twas the Night Before by Cirque du Soleil is a forever-lasting family experience for your kids and the kid in you. Discover the magic of the holidays at the Fabulous Fox Theater, now on stage through December 10th. Get tickets today at metrotix.com.
KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more, December 17th at 2:30 and 7 p.m. at Enterprise Center. This year's tour promises a new and larger presentation of the beloved holiday tradition, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, which has captured the hearts of multiple generations. Tickets on sale now, and $1 of each ticket sold to the matinee show will go to SSN Health Cardinal Glennon. Info at odyssey.com/KMOX.
Hi, Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota. 2023 is our 50th year of being a Toyota dealer, so come see us. We're on Highway 64 in O'Fallon, Illinois, or check us online at newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Electricity is dangerous. That's why you should only trust the professionals at Reinhold Electric. They cover a lot of ground from the St. Louis metro area all the way to Kansas City and Springfield and Lake of the Ozarks. If you have a residential, commercial, or industrial need when it comes to electricity, trust the professionals at Reinhold Electric. Contact them today at reinholdelectric.com or call them at 314-631-1158. They answer the phone 24 hours a day. Reinhold Electric. Tell them Bo sent you.
This is Christina Straight with Straight Realty, reminding you why pay more than $4. In 2003, we had a dream to start a real estate company that would revolutionize the real estate market. Now, 20 years later, after navigating through the many markets' ups and downs, we know exactly how to help you in this challenging time. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Give us a call today, 314-441-4444, 314-441-ALL-4s. And remember, why pay more than $4?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
How old are elves? Does Mrs. Claus have a first name? Is the fur attached to the top of Santa's boots or the bottom of Santa's pants? Some holiday mysteries may never be solved, but with holiday scratchers and draw games from the Missouri Lottery, finding the perfect gift doesn't have to be one of them. The spark of possibility that comes with every ticket versus the disappointment of yet another ugly holiday sweater. The better gift is clear. Give holiday scratchers and draw games from the Missouri Lottery. Play responsibly.
This year, Christmas meets the Beatles. You're invited to Let It Be Christmas, the rock opera that tells the Christmas story entirely with classic Beatles songs. It's a St. Louis holiday tradition warming hearts and spirits for over a decade. Performances are December 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at the beautiful new Kirkwood Performing Arts Center. Let It Be Christmas, the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Tickets available now at metrotix.com or the K-Pack box office.
With Hardee's Double Deals, get a double cheeseburger or bacon double cheeseburger starting at just $2.99. That's double the Hardee goodness with 2 charbroiled patties and cheese. Or double the Hardee goodness with 2 charbroiled patties and cheese and bacon. Both starting at only $2.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant or app for details.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
It's McKelvey Homes' 125th anniversary, and to celebrate, they're giving $1,898 to St. Vincent de Paul for every home sold now through the end of December. Visit McKelveyHomes.com to learn more.
If you're binging too much and constantly texting, you probably have itchy, watering eyes. Get some relief. Call the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000. We're back! Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors on KMOX.
All right, bottom of next hour, 12:30. We're going to talk to Matt Pauley, who is covering the winter meetings from Nashville. He's there live. Mike Claiborne is there live. We'll get an update on what the Cardinals are doing. That's coming up in the next hour. It's Amy Marks Korzent, Chris Ranji on KMOX.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Reinhold Flooring is dedicated to delivering top-notch flooring solutions with a commitment to customer satisfaction. We ensure your needs are met with the highest level of service. We stand firmly behind our work and make things right when issues arise. Based in St. Louis, we take pride in offering a comprehensive range of services, from crafting custom area rugs to providing manufacturer-approved floor cleaning supplies and even free in-home estimates. We cater to the builder and commercial business with high-quality flooring solutions. Learn more at reinholdflooring.com.
According to the U.S. debt clock, in the time you hear this commercial, our nation's debt will go up by $1.5 million. That's more than $2 billion a day. Right now, our debt is over $31 trillion and climbing fast. The question is, how do we pay it off? The answer is increasing taxes. Now, think about your retirement accounts. Do you want to pay taxes on some of that money now when rates are historically low, or later when rates are potentially higher? Whether you should pay taxes now or in retirement depends on a lot of things. Heisey Advisory Group knows what to look for and can help you create a customized plan so your retirement is as tax efficient as possible. Schedule your visit with Heisey Advisory Group now. 314-328-4400. That's 314-328-4400.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, and SEC-registered investment advisors. Security products and services made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. AEFS and Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC are not affiliated. Always consult with an attorney or tax professional regarding your specific legal or tax situation.
KMOX, KECK, HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
Your home of the Chiefs, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation, because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 o'clock, we have clouds, 46 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, in for Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour, many lawmakers on the House Committee of Education confronted leaders at schools, including the University of Pennsylvania, over anti-Semitism on campus amid a plethora of demonstrations.
MIT President Sally Kornbluth told lawmakers that she knows some Jews feel unsafe on campus.
I am also deeply concerned about the rise in prejudice against Arabs, Muslims, and Palestinians.
The description of the hearing didn't mention Islamophobia. The presidents of MIT, Harvard, and the University of Pennsylvania all told the committee upon questioning that they support Israel's right to exist. They say they are trying to balance safety and free speech. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Some lawmakers noted that many Republicans want to cut the budget of the Education Department's Office of Civil Rights, which focuses on all forms of hate. At MIT, President Sally Kornbluth told lawmakers that she knows some Jewish students feel unsafe on campus. Well, health specialists are calling it a triple-demic, the flu, RSV, and COVID, all making their way into homes. WCAV TV's Gretchen Stenger says Americans should get vaccinated against the three.
The RSV vaccine is available for people 60 years and older, and children 8 months or younger should receive their RSV antibodies to fight against it. And as always, you should check in with your doctor as we head into the holidays.
Well, it's been 6 months since Gabe Gore took over as St. Louis Circuit Attorney.
In the time St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore has been on the job, he says his office has been prosecuting 45% more cases in just the last 6 months than the office did in the final 6 months under Kim Gardner. He attests that work to collaboration.
When I arrived, there were 25 attorneys already in the office, and we've hired 24 attorneys in 6 months. Those 24 attorneys, of them, 12 were former assistant circuit attorneys. Another 5 of those attorneys were experienced prosecutors from other jurisdictions.
There's still nearly 200 homicide cases on backlog, and Gore says they don't have enough attorneys on staff to work through them all. He says he needs about 60 right now. At the Carnahan Courthouse, Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
New technology is helping the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, yeah. Just last week, we were able to capture a wanted felon that was responsible for burglaries and vehicle thefts who had fled law enforcement on a number of different occasions. And the drone was critical in our success in apprehending him.
Sheriff Dave Marshak says the department now has 5 drones of different sizes and capabilities and 5 certified drone operators. He says for them, it's just another tool in the toolbox. From the KMOX Business Desk, in a follow-up to a KMOX story we told you about, Evergy, Missouri Metro has filed an application with the Missouri Public Service Commission seeking to adjust the demand-side invest mechanism charge that appears on customer bills. A DSMI charge, which appears as a separate item on the bill, allows Evergy, Missouri Metro to recover demand-side management program costs and incentives under the Missouri Evergy Energy Efficiency Investment Act. Let's get a check of the Dow at this hour. Right now, it looks like we're still down at 104 points, almost 105 to 36,099. And a check of traffic. It's just construction delays right now. They're slowing people down. Eastbound 70 at Cave Springs, backed up to exit 224. That's due to that ongoing construction that has the left lane closed, and it should be wrapped up in just about, say, a few hours, 3 o'clock this afternoon. A check of our forecast with Dave Murray.
A changeable sky as we go through our Tuesday afternoon, and temperatures now starting to take a slow drop, kind of going the wrong direction. We will go down through the 40s the rest of the afternoon, but the big deal will be some gusty winds up to 35 miles per hour. It is going to be chilly to be out and about, bundle up. Tonight, slow clearing, coldest of the week as we fall down to 28 degrees. Skies will be clear by the time the sun comes up on Wednesday morning. Wednesday is sunny and chilly, 48 degrees. Then we warm it up Thursday and Friday, partly sunny skies, temperatures in the low 60s. But I want to stress, this is for the, let's say, noontime to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon for that warmth. Leading up to that and after that, with the shorter days, it's going to be kind of chilly to be out and about, but a nice warm up for a few hours each day, Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
44 in St. Peter's, 46 in Florissant, and downtown at the Arch, we've dropped 1 degree at 46 now. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show, sponsored by St. Louis Cardinals Baseball. Cardinal tickets are on sale now and start at $55. Details at cardinals.com/holiday. Time to rewind. It's the Chris and Amy Rewind Recap.
The inaugural Give Back Trivia Night will take place January 5th. It is hosted at the Moolah Shrine Center. Secure your tables of 10 for just $200, and a significant portion of the proceeds go toward making a positive impact at SSM Health, Cardinal Glen, and Children's Hospitals Tree of Hope campaign, which facilitates crucial programs essential to a child's recovery. Reserve your tables now at KMOX.com/events and be part of this meaningful cause. It is Chris and Amy here on KMOX, and we have had a very busy day today. We did start things off talking about the city and talking about the upcoming press conference of Gabriel Gore, who is the St. Louis City Circuit Attorney. He held that press conference, and then we had a chance to speak with him about how the office is doing after his first 6 months.
I think I said in my opening press conference that it was a job that we had accepted, where failure was not an option, because to fail would mean that the city of St. Louis criminal justice system would fail, because the circuit attorney's office plays a critical role in the city of St. Louis criminal justice system. And I would say that the high level summary of my 6-month report is that I do believe we succeeded in restoring the circuit attorney's office's place in the St. Louis city's criminal justice system, and that we are now fulfilling that role.
Well, I mean, if anything, Amy, he sounds like somebody who's on top of it. And I think at minimum, it's what you can ask for in this city, and hopefully a little bit better. And it sounds like we're at least getting that.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's had, as he said, critical help from the St. Louis County prosecutors. I believe he said Warren County prosecutors. The surrounding counties have offered attorneys to help get through the backlog. And as he said, they've gone through 50-something homicide cases that were backlogged. Obviously, crime is still happening, so they've added 37 homicide cases, but they're working their way through these homicide cases and felonies that just were either dismissed or just piling up on desks of prosecutors who weren't there. So I think that is really critical to see that role. He also said it was appropriate to call it a resetting of the relationship between the circuit attorney's office, his office, and the St. Louis City Police. He also, when I asked him about Kim Gardner's exclusion list, which was kind of in the shadows. You don't know who was on the list or how many people are on the list or why. A Brady list is supposed to be transparent and public. This was not that. He said that he knows that list existed, but it has no place. He has nothing. That list has no place or function or role at all in his office. It's gone. It's out with Kim Gardner's office.
He did basically say that things are running more smoothly. I would not expect him to say anything different than that, but it appears that is exactly what is happening here. And things move quicker. He mentioned toward the end of the interview that, sometimes when a person first gets arrested and then they make bail, they're, waiting for a trial or whatever to happen. And if the office is dysfunctional, they could be out for a long time, just all kinds of time to go do whatever it is they had done before. And now things are moving a little bit more quickly. So will we start to see it in the data when they start to really collect that and report what the crime statistics are? I would think so.
Or conversely, like you said, you could have criminals who are out there for a long time. You can also have those who've been charged with crimes languishing in jail.
Yeah, waiting for a trial.
They're waiting for a trial. And neither of those things are good.
We talked to Meredith Sinclair also because it is the holiday season. And
we think we talked to her.
We're pretty sure we did. We talked to Meredith Sinclair, who is a lifestyle author and had all kinds of great gift ideas. And she mentioned a thing that I had not heard of before, called kid-alting. Do you know what kid-alting?
Well, There's this new trend of kid-alting, they call it, which is making things for grown-ups that tap into their playfulness. And we actually need play for our well-being. We really do. It's not just for children. As we get older, it is really beneficial for our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. So it is really important.
So what she said is we could play with toys.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's good for us.
And you're right, kidulting. I thought maybe it was kidulting. Kidulting, but I think it's kidulting.
There's this new trend of kidulting.
Well, maybe it is kidulting.
At any rate, and the reason why we joked about talking to Meredith Sinclair is because there was someone else also involved with Meredith Plays at meredithplays.com.
Named Meredith. Different person.
Meredith Saunders. Different person, but I believe it's the same.
It's got to be. Her website is meredithplays.com.
Yeah.
And if you want to go back, and you should, listen to the interview if you're looking for some interesting gift ideas for a child that's not necessarily Grand Theft Auto. which would also be great. Can't wait till that comes out. GTA 6, baby, like a year and a half or something. Anyway, if you want to get something educational, beneficial to help your kid's brain develop, then go back and listen to the interview with Meredith Sinclair on the Odyssey app.
What I got for 1 year for Christmas, which helps, an educational gift. This was back on the day when we had CD-ROMs in our computer.
Love a good CD-ROM.
Oh, man. I had an unabridged dictionary. It was on 2 CD-ROMs. That's how unabridged it was.
Wow.
And I got that, and that was awesome. Have you ever read the book Moby Dick?
I have not. Wait. I did in high school. We had to read it.
You read the whole thing, or did
Yeah.
you read key excerpts?
No, we read the whole thing.
Okay,
It's
so-
long as hell.
Yeah, so I've read, obviously, my favorite century for literature is 19th century literature. And what's crazy is I've read excerpts of Moby Dick, but I've not read the whole thing, so I asked for it for Christmas.
How old were you?
No, today.
Oh, today you
Yeah,
asked for it.
yes.
Okay. I was going to say,
The dictionary I got, I think I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
But it was like CD-ROMs, and you had, I don't know where the break was, L's maybe, but you had to switch out the CD-ROM to get to the other half of the alphabet.
Executive Vice President of the American Farm Bureau Federation joined us about the Farm Bill, which needs to get passed. At least they say so.
A lot of times we call it the Food and Farm Bill because it's really the principal piece of federal policy that affects the United States food supply, and that extends beyond our agriculture industry, beyond farmers. So you're right. A lot of people think that it's about farming. Maybe only matters to farmers, but it really matters to everybody because it affects the whole food supply chain. And when we go to the grocery store or go to a restaurant, that's partly as a result of the Farm Bill.
This could be a little bit out of my pay grade, but I did ask a little bit about the data and how much consensus or pushback or agreement there is regarding all of the different titles in the Farm Bill, because according to the Cato Institute, 68% of subsidies for farming go to the top 10% of farms. So pretty big farms. And I'm not saying big farms are bad. It's just, I imagine there are little farmers out there too that need help. I'm not sure how that distribution works. I'm also, when you call something the Food and Farm Bill, my initial response is, well, you got to vote for it. I love farmers and food. And so it sounds positive, like we were saying with the Patriot Act. You want to be patriotic. It's a little bit above my pay grade to break it down, but I'd be interested in the economics of it because there are other countries that have subsidized farming significantly, especially since the 1930s when these big farm bills started,
Yeah, and
right?
this did start in 1930. I think the very first one was
Yes,
passed.
so necessary at that time, but as things have changed, New Zealand started phasing out farm subsidies in the 1980s and made farming kind of like any other business. And what they found is in New Zealand, it helped farming and increased it. Again, out of my pay grade, but whenever you have a giant bill like this, I don't necessarily think you can divide it down and say, well, it's all good or all bad.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's bloat. I mean,
Yeah.
there is pretty much in every bill. And I would be curious, and this is not something that I have ever done a deep dive on.
Right. That's what I mean. It's a little out of my pay grade, but when you
just-
look at it,
You take it for granted,
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, they'll pass it. They'll get it done and whatever. And yeah, they're getting subsidies and maybe more than they should sometimes. I don't know. But I would be curious to know if, the United States being the United States, it would just be more difficult to have as robust of a farming apparatus as we do without farm bills and without all of that. I don't know.
314-436-7900 if you are a farmer, because I would be interested, I get it. New Zealand's not the United States.
Right.
They don't have the same cultural diversity, whatever it may be, as the United States does. It doesn't have the size. So when you look at the 1980s and how New Zealand phased out farm subsidies and it benefited them, is that an anomaly? And how do you feel about the Farm Bill?
Hey, look at this. Representative Patrick McHenry, who was the, what do they call it? The interim House Speaker
The
for a
gavel
minute.
guy.
Yeah, he's retiring at the end of his term.
No kidding.
Yeah, the big gavel, the little guy with the big gavel. Yeah, he's retiring at the end of his term, him and his bow tie. We want you to go and get the Odyssey app, AUDACY, where you can listen to the show live and Cardinals baseball live. and get our podcasts later if you missed anything, and all those great interviews, including that with Gabe Gore, the circuit attorney. Go back and listen to it. By the way, we're going to talk to Matt Pauley about what's happening at the winter meetings and with the Cardinals at the bottom of the hour. But next, we are all paying attention to the Sackler family, that opioid family, the Purdue Pharma people. Well, they had a Supreme Court arguments were heard yesterday. They'll make a decision probably next summer. But we're going to talk over what happened yesterday with Thane Rosenbaum, our legal analyst, next on KMOX.
We go where you go. 11:20 a.m., 98.7 FM, KMOX.com.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
When it comes to finding the perfect grill, family-owned and operated Cotton's Ace Hardware has you covered. Get free delivery and free fuel on any grills over $300, and free assembly and haul away of your old grills with the purchase of a new one. With a selection from Weber to Traeger and your local retailer of the Big Green Egg, Cotton's Ace Hardware makes it easier than ever to replace your old grill. Let Cotton's Ace Hardware make your family barbecue more enjoyable with that one-of-a-kind grill you've been looking for. Find your nearest St. Louis area location at cottonsaceHardware.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Before you sell your home, you should know the facts. This is Debbie Monterey. What's your home's true value? Which realtor will get you the most money? And as a seller, is the market still in your favor? I recently spent some time with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and here's what she told me. The market is still in the seller's favor. However, these next few months before the holidays represent the last prime time to sell your home. Gloria said everyone knows you can't time the real estate market, but you can sell your home in the months that are statistically the most profitable months to sell real estate. For the past 20 years, Gloria Liu has been successfully selling homes in our area. How has she been so successful? Well, she already has the buyers, which allows her to guarantee to sell your home at your pre-agreed upon price and time frame, or she'll buy it herself. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Have you been wanting to find the secret to losing weight and getting healthy the natural way without drugs or injections? Hey everyone, it's Dr. Michael Glickert with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and I know the secret to losing a half a pound to a pound of fat every day, naturally, safely, and effectively, without counting points or calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no injections or surgery. Schedule a free consultation now at moweightloss.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and I just would like to reiterate what Dr. Glickert said, that you can lose a half a pound to a pound per day with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret. And I can say that with confidence because that's what happened for me. Getting on the scale every morning, losing a half a pound to a pound was extremely motivating to stay on my plan. I lost 20 pounds in the first month. I've lost over 40 pounds altogether using St. Louis Weight Loss Secret. It really is not that hard when you follow their plan. Find out more by going to moweightloss.com. moweightloss.com.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? Did you go with one of those high deductible limited network Obama plans? Well, you're not stuck with it. Or did you go with a health plan outside of the marketplace that's costing you an arm and a leg? There are better options. Kim Kiefer at H&L Agency offers plans where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower than most other plans. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, you need to talk to an expert like Kim Kiefer. Call 800-975-2841. That's 800-975-2841. Or go to hnlagency.org, and is spelled out. That's HANDL agency.org. Kim can customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government. Again, call Kim at 800-975-2841. That's 800-975-2841.
Local news and information direct to your smart speaker. Just say, play KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. Back to the Quiver River Electric guest line, and CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum is joining us this afternoon. We appreciate your time, Thane. How are you?
I'm fine, Chris. Nice hearing both of your voices, Amy.
Well, thank you. It's good to hear your voice.
It is good to hear your voice. Listen, we have a situation in the Supreme Court. Yesterday, arguments were heard regarding the Sackler family, the Purdue Pharma family that was instrumental in the opioid crisis that we have suffered in this country, and people have died, people have gotten sick. What they wanted essentially was to be free of any other future lawsuits because they're trying to protect their fortunes. So break down what happened for us yesterday during those arguments.
So, Chris, that's the deal that they cut. That settlement is already, that it's left the dock. They originally said we'll contribute $4 billion into a settlement fund that can be used for victim compensation and for treatment in facilities, for the creation of drugs that deal with overdoses, compensate cities and Native Indian American tribes for the costs associated with the opioid addiction crisis. And the 50 state attorneys general rejected the $4 billion, and so did the victims. They all rejected it. So the Sacklers said, all right, okay, $6 billion. We'll give you $2 more billion. And they accepted that. All right. But they said, I want a clear release. Nobody can ever sue a Sackler again. Now, why is that? Because before the crisis hit its end, they were pulling money out of the corporation. Remember, corporations are designed so that they're their own separate entities. So the people who are shareholders are not responsible for the debts of the corporation itself. So they were just sifting money out of there. And apparently they're worth $11 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the end, they're saying, we'll give you 6, but 6 means we will never see a lawsuit associated with OxyContin again. And so the Supreme Court was in a tough bind. What's the bind? Well, bankruptcy is set up for the purpose of giving you a fresh start. That's the purpose. And normally, in order to reorganize financially through bankruptcy, you have to put all your cards on the table. You can't hide a painting or a Maserati. You can't have money overseas. You can't have billions of dollars. So this deal that they cut fundamentally rejects the basic concept of a bankruptcy, except for one thing. Ready? The Sacklers are saying, we're not bankrupt. The company's bankrupt. We don't have to hold to that principle. We cut a deal, and that's the deal that we're going to accept. We're not going to accept any deal. So what was before the Supreme Court is the Justice Department tried to block this, and the states and many of the individuals saying, don't block this because we need the money. We need it now. And if you block this, we're going to have to start all over. And so the real question was there something in the bankruptcy code, that's what the court needed to know, that would allow a third party like the Sacklers to receive lifetime immunity by being the owners of a corporation that went bankrupt? That's really the legal issue.
Okay, when you just said just now the $11 billion, you were saying that's what Purdue was worth?
No, that's what the Sacklers have.
That's what the Sacklers have. So
some of it is offshore, right? That's part of the problem.
Yeah. I think they're offshore, Chris. I'm not even sure they live here.
Yeah.
I think they're gone. I think, and I could be wrong about, they took 11 million. It's possible that some of that, no, I think it's 11 billion. It's 11 billion. I was going to say some of it may have gone into that 6 billion. I don't think so. I think that, so, that's really what the Supreme Court had to deal with. And what was interesting was that this thing created an enormous amount of conflict among the justices and not along ideological grounds. So you saw weird stuff like Ketanji Brown Jackson and Kavanaugh on the same side. What? How did that happen? Right. And, Kagan was on another side with another conservative justice. And you can just tell you never know. When they ask questions, it doesn't mean they'll vote that way. Sometimes they ask questions in order to make a point to another justice because they know that justice needs to be swayed. But it did seem like they are in favor of approving the bankruptcy reorganization and releasing the Sacklers. It won't be unanimous, but it seemed to me that that's where the vote is ultimately going to go. And that's what the state wants. Now, it's what most victims want, except for some victims, right? Some victims say the following. They say, I need this money. I lost my husband. I lost my son. Whatever it is, or I lost my life through addiction. But I cannot stomach the idea that the Sacklers got $11 billion and they're in a yacht someplace. And I'm prepared to wait because I want to go after everything. There are some people who feel that, and they could be right morally.
Yeah, I can't say that I would or would not do that. I might have the spite in me to go after him and to just wait it out. I might be able to.
It's almost like as the grief, the grief or the injustice of it all are battling within you.
That is absolutely the grossest thing about this is that these people, no matter what, are still going to walk away with billions of dollars, and it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
And Chris, it's disgusting because they knew what was happening.
Yeah.
They saw the writing on the wall. They're going to go, people are starting to realize that this is an addiction.
Yeah.
We kept saying, it's not addicting. Oh, not it. It's the best. It takes away your pain and it's not addicting. How is that not the best drug ever invented? And we invented it.
I always think.
And so they kept. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm thinking about this and what they did, the things that we decide to as a country get mad about. And this is the kind of thing we should all be infuriated about. This is the thing we should be pissed about. Some of the stuff we decide to get mad about is dumb. This is not.
Yeah, this is something, and actually this is like something you could really talk about, that people could understand regardless of political ideology, right?
Yep.
There's just something about fundamental fairness. What's right is what's right, and economic need, right? Because who am I to say that these family members that are willing to take pennies on the dollar, but they need it right now, right? Or, who am I to say 50 attorneys general? I mean, every single state was represented by their state attorney general. They all signed on. So the court one issue is, why would the Justice Department muddy up the waters, jam the gears? What interest does the Justice Department have to sue in order to overturn this bankruptcy organization? And that was another issue that the court was grappling with, right? It's not like it was one of the family members that said, we will be the lone holdout. By the way, there were people like that with 9/11. When they created the Victims' Compensation Fund, the vast majority of survivors or victims actually took money from the Victim Compensation Fund. But there was a category of people in the hundreds, I think, that said, no, we don't think this is fair. We don't like it. We don't like the fact that it didn't create a historical record. We don't like the fact that our own loss, that our child, who is the fireman, gets less money than the stockbroker, because my son was running up the stairs to get the stockbroker and my son was killed. And just because he didn't make that much money, his wife receives much less money under the formula. And so anyway, I'm just saying it's not the first time that people, object, but you're right, Chris. This is one of those that would have, galvanized the nation.
Thane Rosenbaum, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime.
CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum with us here on KMOX.
Got some passion there.
Out of him?
Everybody, yeah.
I mean,
this conversation, it's crazy. Like you said, it's not political.
No, the stuff we choose to get mad about,
Man.
They literally killed people. They killed people and ruined lives, and they get billions as a punishment. It's disgusting. Matt Pauley, he's not. He's great. He's next on KMOX.
Hi, I'm Tom Hoffman, president of Tom Hoffman Heating and Air Conditioning. I'll beat any competitor's price on a new furnace right now. Just call me, 314-471-7625.
At 12:31, we have clouds, 46 degrees downtown at the Arch. A new report shows that what Missouri spends on instruction for students in rural schools is among the lowest in the nation. One of the authors, Dr. Jerry Johnson of East Carolina University, says that could be impacting educational outcomes.
For the NAEP composite score for grade 4 and grade 8 math, again, right at the median. But for reading, well below the median, 15th lowest NAEP composite reading scores in the country.
The National Rural Education Association study does show that graduation rates, though, for the nation's rural schools do tend to be higher than urban counterparts. Meanwhile, Missouri's Department of Elementary and Secondary Education has a new commissioner that's been named. State Senator Carla Esslinger will take over for Dr. Marjorie Vandeven, who announced that she was stepping down. Esslinger says while serving out her term as senator in this second session, she plans to develop an action plan that addresses the immediate and long-term challenges that are facing education in Missouri. No real problems on area roadways, just construction delays. 364 both directions there at east and westbound at the bridge. Ongoing work that'll be in place until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Our forecast: clouds, breezy conditions, falling temps for tonight. We'll see partly cloudy conditions at an overnight low of 32 degrees. And then for tomorrow, looks like the return of sunshine and afternoon highs of 48. Right now, 44 in St. Peter's, 46 in Florissant and downtown of the Arch. It's 46 degrees. I'm Maria Kina in for Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
But my lips are turning blue. Are they fast?
My darling, Jerry Kelly can install a new furnace tomorrow, no matter what day tomorrow is, even if we call late at night.
You are my hero.
They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. JerryKelly.com.
At Neovitin, we are all about supporting your nutrition, and that's why we are excited about our new Neovitin Omega-3 supplement. Neovitin Omega-3 is formulated with 1,200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids to help support healthy hearts. Our high-quality omega-3 fish oils are sourced from wild-caught fish and tested for heavy metals. With our convenient monthly subscription, you can get Neovitin Omega-3 delivered right to your door every month with no long-term obligations. Support your daily nutrition and sign up for a Neovitin Omega-3 subscription at neovitin.com today.
Get into the holiday spirit and listen to The Christmas Station, 1025 KEZK, for all the sounds of the season, from Mariah to the holiday classics.
It's the most.
Plus, keep rocking around the Christmas tree no matter where you are with 1025 KEZK on the free Odyssey app. Turning your home into a winter wonderland? Ask your smart speaker to play 102.5 KEZK. Enjoy the holiday season your way on the radio, on your smart speaker, and on the free Odyssey app.
Broadcasting from the Underline Tree Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at ThrottleNet. So I'm so very proud to have represented the guys at ThrottleNet for all of these years. They are the IT geniuses. George and Mike are the owners. Fantastic guys. They can do all of your IT. They can do a portion of your IT. They have the best Apple support team. Their response time is under 2 minutes. Think about that, under 2 minutes. Something goes sideways with your IT, and they are solving your problem. And they're solving your problem within 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity. Most companies in St. Louis don't have cyber liability insurance. You get hit, you're on the hook, you're probably out of business. With ThrottleNet, if we represent you, we protect you. The first $500,000 that someone hits you for, which isn't going to happen, but if it does, we pay it. $500,000. That's what you're covered for with ThrottleNet. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS for all the information.
This KMOX Major League Baseball Winter Meeting Report is presented by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
We feel pretty good about where our rotation is right now. We do think if possible, deploying resources to help bolster the bullpen might be more important at the moment. Mm-hmm. But, I don't want to put myself in a corner or the organization in a corner because something may present itself that makes sense.
President of Baseball Operations John Mozeliak yesterday addressing the media as the first day of the winter meetings in Nashville, Tennessee began. We're in day 2 now. And we go to the Quiver River Electric guest line this afternoon. Our guys, Sports Open Line host and pre- and post-game coverage for the Cardinals, Matt Pauley, joins us from the winter meetings in Nashville. Matt, you just heard from Mozeliak. I know you heard that yesterday. What are your thoughts when you hear him say that they feel pretty comfortable with the rotation?
I think in a perfect world, you would add another top 2 starter. But at the same time, I think what they've done with the rotation, all of a sudden the rotation is no longer the number one priority. I would agree with him that cleaning up relief pitching and cleaning up the roster overall, which goes back to the Tyler O'Neill situation, I think those things are a little bit more important. But I continue to say that if they were playing a playoff series tomorrow, I would not be overly comfortable with the rotation the way it is set right now.
Okay, that was my question. Just as a fan, I'm not an insider. Just as a fan, I'm not comfortable with the rotation. I don't know a lot about baseball, but when I look at their rotation, I don't say, "Yep, we're going to win a World Series with that." Is that just me being ignorant?
No, I don't think so. I think that's fair. I do. This is where I want to tread a little bit carefully because I feel like there's this kind of Sonny Gray slander that's been going on since the announcement that he was signed. This is a guy who came in second in the AL Cy Young Award voting last year. He can be a legit number one if he repeats what he did last year. He can stand up with just about any pitcher in baseball, and that's great. The only difference is he's not that guy who's going to go face an order a third time or a fourth time through. He's kind of a 2-time through kind of guy, but that's all right. He can be really good doing that. I think it's that next group. Just when you look at Miles Michaelis and Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson and Steven Matz, none of those guys really differentiate themselves out from the other where you feel very comfortable with whoever your second starting pitcher would be, say, in a playoff series.
I know he said that essentially what he's saying there is things could change, that some deal could come up and it might make a whole lot of sense for them. If you had to handicap it, the thought that they are probably done with the rotation, this is what they're going to go into spring training with, what percentage would you put that at?
Not including like them bringing in like a flyer, swingman sort of guy, like legit
an impact.
Okay.
Yes.
Right,
no more
sure
impact. Yeah. No more impact acquisitions.
I would say 85 to 90% chance that's the case.
That this is it.
This is it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people want to hear that just for the same reasons you mentioned. And clearly they are better. They improved. I don't think you can, there are no two ways about it. The rotation is better. It's just a matter of what we were expecting. Or do we want them to get a whole lot better or just a little bit better? And it might all play out well for them, Matt, in 2024. It's just you kind of want to go in with a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, at times it feels like the rotation has been built for the regular season because all 5 of these guys can win you any given game over the course of 162. It's about having that high-end pitching in the postseason. I think that's what we're talking about. People who are really upset about this rotation based off regular season expectations and saying that this team can't win a division with this rotation, things like that, I would disagree with that. I think this group is fine for the regular season. This group can go out and win any given game. It's about having that high-end pitching in the postseason. And the good thing about that is there's a whole lot of time between now and the trade deadline.
He mentioned the bullpen and that he thinks if there are any resources used, it's going to be that direction. And like we said, that could change. What direction would they go in terms of bullpen help? Are we talking about any, for relievers anyway, significant money involved here?
Oh, money. Sorry.
Yeah.
The word after significant was important. No, like significant money. They're not signing Josh Hader. There's significant money for you. That's not the type of money they're going to spend. Now, is there a high-paid relief pitcher that's available on the trade market that maybe gets involved in like a Tyler O'Neill trade? I think that's possible. Yesterday, Mozeliak said that there's 2 things they're looking for in a relief pitcher. They're looking for guys who can give them leverage. So we're talking close game, 7th, 8th, 9th. He made it very clear he's not talking about closer. That Ryan Helsley is the guy, that they're not in the closers market, but they are in the leverage market. So close games, final 3 innings, they're going to be looking for that. And then they're also going to be looking for relief pitchers that there's some club control on and some just so that if especially with relief pitchers, guys are up and down all season long. If there's an opportunity to go find one of those guys that has options remaining who can impact things positively at the big league level while still being optioned down, that's something that they would be looking at as well.
All right. As we knew The Cardinals will be bringing back Yadier Molina. That's been official for a while now, that he's going to be a consultant coach. They really haven't figured out what his exact role is going to be. John Mozeliak talking about that yesterday. What do you think it will ultimately be for him in 2024?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a guy who spends time with the club during spring training. I think he'll visit the team kind of whenever he wants to during the season. I'm hopeful that maybe he gets a visit into some of the minor league affiliates over the course of the year. It was kind of funny when John Mozeliak was talking about this last night because Yadi has spoken publicly about being back and referred to himself as a special advisor, but nothing is officially set in stone yet. Mo said that the idea is to talk with Yadi's agent at some point this week and put a title on this and put responsibilities on it and do all those sort of things. So Mo was kind of walking on eggshells a little bit because I don't think he wanted to say something that wasn't correct or say something that maybe the Molina side of things weren't expecting. But my belief is this is going to be somebody who kind of sets his own schedule. He evidently wants to be with family in Puerto Rico. That's something that's still important to him. Yeah, I was talking with Benji Molina. He was on the station a lot last week going to this toy drive, and I asked him about it. And Benji told me that Yadi at some point in time is going to want to get back into the grind of being involved in baseball on a day-to-day basis, but he's not quite at that point yet, still somewhat freshly retired. So I just get the sense that the Cardinals are going to kind of let him do whatever he wants to do, and whatever positive impact he can make on the organization, they will let him do just that.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see how he gets used and what sort of impact he can have. I mean, it'll be nice to have him around. I don't know what the real world on the field actual measurable impact is going to be if he's just around, every now and then. But I would be curious to see what he can do if he becomes a manager down the road, which I think he's going to get that opportunity, whether it's here or somewhere else. He's going to become a manager someday. And I don't know, Matt, if you and I have talked about the role of managers, and I think we kind of overstate them sometimes, in fact, a lot when it comes to baseball. But what sort of impact do you think somebody like him would have on a team?
Yeah, so I think the modern day manager is more about the emotional side of things and the player relation side of things and motivating players and making sure players know that
creating an environment.
Yes. Yeah. Culture over everything else, because I know people don't want to hear what I'm about to say, but you know what? Like the numbers tell you what the numbers tell you. Like you can manage a game by this, by the analytics, as they would say, and you're going to be okay. Now there are times for gut reactions, and there are managers do make impacts on games and everything. I'm not trying to completely dismiss it, but the other side of it, the culture, the emotional, the interpersonal, that has become so much more important for a manager. And I think also just creating that competitive edge of never giving an inch. And I think that's the area where Molina is going to be able to really, if he can, as a player, that's what he did. I mean, there was no budging for him. If he can get his players to play like that, I think that's where he makes the most impact.
All right, Matt, you're at the winter meetings. Klebs is there. I know the winter meetings aren't what they used to be, but any schmoozing going on?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's lots of schmoozing.
Who have you schmoozed?
Maybe I'm not a big schmoozer, but
Okay.
you walk. I mean, this is schmooze central. When you get Klebs on the next, I think Klebs.
He's
is more
he's
of the,
Schmooze Central. I know that guy.
Yeah,
He's
Senator Schmooze.
He's the captain of the schmooze
He
team.
really is.
I feel like such a dork, I'll tell you. So I get done with a Sports Open Line and everything last night, and what do? I go grab a bite to eat, and then I get back to the hotel room, and I write a column that's up on KMOX.com, and I put together we talked to Mo for like 30 minutes yesterday. I painstakingly cut up that entire press conference into like 20 cuts, and then created a podcast playing all these things. It was hours of time spent in my hotel room last night, and as I'm doing it, all I'm thinking about is, all the cool people are at the hotel bar right now, and I'm sitting in my room editing audio.
Yeah.
Well, did you get to go look at the cool people from a distance?
It's like a zoo. It's like, there's a glass pane, and
Yeah.
they look at me and they say not cool,
No.
and I say
No, yeah.
away. So
They know what he's doing.
So wait, is
Going
it
to pick a fight.
Oh, yeah.
The guy be trying to beat somebody up.
you just reporters schmooze with reporters? Or you schmoozing with the brass of the other teams, all teams?
See, I've been in baseball long enough that I know a lot of people, and that's one of my favorite things about the winter meetings is you can't walk 10 feet seemingly without seeing somebody that you know. In the last day, I've seen my general manager from when I was doing AAA baseball in Colorado Springs, and the daughter of my former general manager in Burlington, Iowa. So it's the relationships that you create over the years, and then you see all these people, and it's the best part of the winter meeting.
Matt Pauley met a guy I know. Met one of my buddies down there.
Who's that?
Herb.
Is it Herb or Herb?
It's Herb.
Herb.
Like Herbert, not Herbert.
How did you figure out that you knew me?
So I have a KMOX banner,
Oh.
and he came up and he said, "Is this Chris Ranji station?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Tom, Herb says what up." I said, "Okay."
Herb would say that.
Oh, I did. There was a minor incident. A minor incident.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to pick a fight.
Tell us about it.
We have a Cardinals Radio Network banner, and I taped it up on the wall behind our broadcast location, and the nice people here at the Opryland Hotel came over to, and it's a big banner, and I did like the little, cut off the tape and do a bunch of small little things. It was painstaking to get this darn banner up. It took me probably 40 minutes to get all the tape on there, and a few minutes later they come up and they tell me, "Yeah, you can't put anything on the walls."
Oh no! So they made you take down your banner?
They made me take down the Cardinal Radio Network banner.
Yeah. And so did you get mad?
No, she was very nice.
Okay. Because I wouldn't want you to tape stuff to my wall either.
Especially with a bunch of little pieces of tape.
Yeah, like what is this idiot doing?
I probably shouldn't. We're paying like $1,600 for the internet for 3 days here. We can tape something on a wall.
$1,600?
No, because then they got to repaint.
Is that so you can broadcast?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of
internet.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you're doing a great job. I'm sorry about your banner.
Can you hear the internet right now? Does it sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great, buddy.
That's what we're connected on.
It sounds really good.
Hey, don't be taping stuff to the walls. Who the hell do you think you are, man?
I'm the guy that we rented out this space.
How'd you like it if the manager of a Hyatt came to your house and taped a Hyatt
Yeah,
banner
you
in
wouldn't
your
like that,
family
would
room?
you?
If they were renting space, if it was like a B&B and they want to put something up on the wall,
Doesn't mean you can do whatever you want.
Well, as long as there's no damage.
Well, tape creates damage. Everybody knows this.
It did not. It did not create.
You didn't leave it up long enough because they made you take it down.
So the Marquee Sports Network people and the A's Cast people are right to our right, and they've got the cool pop-up banners. So I took
That's what you
pictures of
need.
those yesterday, and I sent them to Ben Boyd, and I said, next year we need to get some of these banners so we're
It's
not
Ben
told to
Boyd's
take
fault.
our banners down.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a Cardinal Radio Network banner. So
Yeah.
if it was a KMOX banner, I might have sent that to Steve Moore.
Wait, did you say the A's have that?
Yeah.
The
A's,
the
Oakland.
The
So
Oakland
this is
A's have a nice
Well, now they're
nicer
investing
banner than
because
we
they're
do?
moving to Vegas.
Well, so what the A's do is really cool. It's called A's Cast, and they do like 5 hours of programming every day. They do like a 3-hour show in the morning and then a 2-hour show in the
Wow.
afternoon, and they are just going non-stop.
That's a long
Interesting,
time.
especially for a city that's not going to have a team.
Right.
Ouch.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're rude. Hey, Matt Pauley, check in with us if something breaks. We'll talk to you tomorrow, but if something happens big, we're going to have you on before, of course.
Okay.
Matt Pauley, goodbye. Oh,
Wait.
Sports Open Line 6 to 8.
Yes, our only full 2-hour edition of the program, and that's going to lead, I believe, into the Music Awards tonight. So what a great sports night
Wow.
tonight here on KMOX.
Fantastic. Talk to you soon, Matt Pauley.
I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
That is Matt Pauley, host of Sports Open Line and pre and post game coverage for the Cardinals right here on KMOX. Oh, Renner. Yeah, I forgot about the Renner thing. Our people at Renner. Today's Cardinals report brought to you by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back, family owned and top rated. RennerDoorSTL.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Rooney. Do you have an old car that's taking up room in the driveway? Repairs are costly and selling is a hassle? That's why you should donate it to Goodwill. Donating is quick and towing is free. Plus, you get a tax receipt and 4 tickets to a Cardinals game next year, compliments of the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a win-win. For more information or to donate, visit online at mersgoodwill.org. Must mention Cardinals.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $300. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe? Candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper. Try it on a made-from-scratch breakfast biscuit with egg and cheese, or with charbroiled Angus beef on a signature Frisco burger, or as its own salty sweet snack pack. Any time of day, candied bacon brings savory sweetness to all your favorite things. At Hardee's, goodness in the making. For a limited time at participating restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day.
Happy holidays. This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel, a global wealth management and investment banking firm proudly based here in downtown St. Louis. With 12 offices across the region, Stifel helps families, individuals, and organizations pursue their financial goals. From our Stifel family to yours, we wish you a joyful holiday season and much success in the year to come.
Stifel Nicholas & Company, Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Join me, Tom Ackerman, for a night of purpose at the inaugural Give Back Trivia Night on January 5th at the Moolah Shrine Center. Secure your tables of 10 for just $200 with a generous portion of the proceeds dedicated to making a difference at SSM Health Cardinal Glen and Children's Hospital. This holiday season, be a beacon of hope for children by supporting the hospital's Tree of Hope campaign, enabling vital programs essential to a child's recovery. Reserve your tables now at KMOX.com/events and be a part of a meaningful cause.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you know you have past IRS issues. And now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
This time of year is all about family. It's the laughter, the stories, and the cherished memories that make the holiday season so special. I've often wished that there was a way to bottle up those good times and those voices that mean so much to me. I've felt a responsibility and an obligation to make sure my grandchildren and their children know our family's history. Now, with Sound Story, I've done just that, and I'm so happy I did. Sound Story gave me the opportunity to spend an hour with an experienced interviewer who helped me turn those memories into a professionally produced recording that will stay in my family for generations to come. This year, give your family the gift that truly captures the spirit of the season with Sound Story. Visit mysoundstory.com to view the list of experienced interviewers, including KMOX's Dave Glover, Debbie Monterey, Carol Daniel, and Tom Ackerman, who would all love to help you preserve your most precious memories. Enter code KMOX for 10% off your Sound Story. That's mysoundstory.com, code KMOX for 10% off the gift that you'll never regret giving. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
Reinhold Flooring is dedicated to delivering top-notch flooring solutions with a commitment to customer satisfaction. We ensure your needs are met with the highest level of service. We stand firmly behind our work and make things right when issues arise. Based in St. Louis, we take pride in offering a comprehensive range of services, from crafting custom area rugs to providing manufacturer-approved floor cleaning supplies and even free in-home estimates. We cater to the builder and commercial business with high-quality flooring solutions. Learn more at ReinholdFlooring.com.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Get 3 rooms, Zero Res clean, starting at just $139. Call 316-799-0889 and mention the KNSS special. Spell it forward or backward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
More Amy, more Chris. What is this weird show? It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
All right, we got to go. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Amy Marks-Kors and Chris Ranji. Anything you missed on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, or KMOX.com. The podcasts are available. The Dave Glover Show is next. We're going to hang out for an hour right here on KMOX.
The cookie cutter approach works well if you're making cookies, but not so well when you're trying to